years in business, it's techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies, servicing residential and commercial, as well as industrial units for the patch. Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems, and financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating.
The Dexter Livestock Commission is accepting all classes of beef cows, bulls, calves, and yearlings. Cattle received Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, with sales Tuesday at 11 a.m. Plus, Dexter Livestock Commission has no fee charges for cattle received on the day of the are $21 per head for low lots of 40,000 or more. Located next to DBS 5 624 Cows. 624 Cows. DexterLivestockCommission.com.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Well, southeast New Mexico beginning to look a little green and lush after a couple of weeks of rain, showers, and thunderstorms. That will continue today with Roswell at 82 degrees. And Carlsbad, Artesia, 85 down to 85 corridor. 30% chance for thunderstorms. 30% chance for thunderstorms at our radio studios in Lovington. Lovington temperatures tomorrow will go for a high temperature of 80 degrees with 30% chance for thunderstorms. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Arberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Welcome back, gang. Welcome back.
Oh, no. Not this again.
Yes, this again.
And what exactly is this?
Exactly what is this?
This is a Monday.
Monday. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
I need a pep talk.
We could use the pep talk right now.
Monday. That's a pep talk?
It's the best I got. Best one I got.
Guess that means we should get back to work.
It's showtime!
And you wanted a pep talk, I'll give you a pep talk.
My mind's going blank now. What's happening? What? I can't remember. Lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are you? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Oh. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. I don't think as the idea that
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
the political coverage. I want to thank and recognize Dr. John Kingerson. This song. I can't get this through at all. My mind's going blank now. What's happening? What? I can't remember. Lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are you? My mind's going blank now.
I forgot I was president for a second.
What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea.
And good morning to you. It is 6:09 p.m. The Breakfast Club. Tom A. in the studio. Tom, how are you doing?
Morning. Hey, man. Monday.
It is Thankful Monday. Give me something that you are thankful for. Tom, I'll let that I'll let it soak in for a second, then I'll come back to you. Find out what you're thankful for. We'll get to that. Of course, we got Russ in the studio doing all the things that Tom can't do. We'll get to that coming up this morning. Tweet of the day. For the first time in a long time, I actually agree with something Mayweather, the boxer, said. Yeah, I was kind of blown away. So I need something you're thankful for. Our number 877-396-W105. Be on the Breakfast Club. Quick check of the weather. We'll get to that next. Tom, something you're thankful for.
I am thankful for being here.
Being where?
Here.
Yeah, I would be thankful too. I'm just saying, I would be like really, really thankful that Will has allowed you to stay on.
I'm
Yeah,
grateful.
I would be very thankful.
No, but let me elaborate. So, no, I am grateful. But the thing is, I was in Midland over the weekend doing a softball tournament. And,
do you know the rules of that softball tournament?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
So anyway, Saturday night, late ball game. Outfielder throws the ball from the outfield.
Here we go.
And I didn't get away in time. I turned my head the wrong way, and it hit me on the back of the head. I dropped like a ton of bricks.
Well, because you are a ton of bricks.
No, but it's artificial turf, brand new there, and it felt like I fell on a pillow. But I was still conscious and everything. I was ready to go back up. I said, no, you got to get checked out. So I did.
Now this is a softball, so it's not as hard as a.
I don't think so. Softballs, maybe the name may be called softball, but the balls are hard.
So you got hit in the back of the head?
Right here.
How'd the softball hit you in the back of the head?
Wait,
That's where I'm going.
I turned the wrong way. That ball was coming in like a missile, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. It's hit to the outfield?
Yes.
What
dude,
base were you
sleeping.
umpiring?
There ain't no doubt you were sleeping on the job. No. You were sleeping in the on third base.
Ball was coming in to second base where I was supposed to make the play, right?
Dude, there is no way they could hit it out there, and the dude throws it before you have time to turn around if you're not sleeping.
Wait,
I was sleeping.
I know about baseball. I got to ask this question.
Yeah.
Who decided to stick you as the umpire for infield in the middle at second base and didn't expect you to get hit with the ball?
First time in 18 seasons I've ever been hit. First time.
Well, let me ask you this much: did it knock some sense in you?
Right.
I mean, you feel better now?
It was just a bump, just a little bump. That's all.
So, do you feel like your things are coming back a little better now?
Why? What are you setting me up for?
Well, I'm just saying, or are you? I mean, did it knock some sense in you?
Your eyes are clearer this morning.
Well, there you go. There you go. God bless America. By the way, Joe Biden falls on Thursday. The media didn't tell us. He also hit his head getting on the helicopter.
I know the feeling.
I did that story on Friday, and then I waited all weekend to see it from anybody, even Fox, and nobody reported on it.
Nobody reported that not only did he fall, but then he hit his head, and if that would have been Donald Trump, oh my God. And I don't know. Look, I was on Twitter all weekend trying to keep up, and Twitter was lighting up about Donald. Remember when Donald Trump almost fell and this and that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Watch the way Joe Biden walks. Serious. He doesn't lift his legs. No. He doesn't lift his feet.
Shuffles his feet.
He shuffles. And so Donald Trump's got it. I mean, watch him play golf. Watch Donald Trump play golf. Biden play golf over the weekend. I think they shot him up with, like some adrenaline or something to get him back on the helicopter. I'm just talking out loud. So I'd love to hear what you're thankful for. Tom's thankful that he's still alive after getting hit in the head. Russ, what are you thankful for at 6:14?
My family. Thankful for what God given me there.
Yep.
I am thankful for both my families, and I am also thankful that in a matter of 8 days, I'll be back, touched down on American soil, and be able to see my kids and my grandkids, and then my mom, and thankful for all that. And I'm thankful that I do have two families, that and both families are willing to take care of me. So that means something. So Apple II Day going on all day. Remember when the Apple II came out? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a long time. Festival of Popular Delusion Day. Tom comes up with a lot of those every day. Hot Air Balloon Day. National Thank God It's Monday Day. Our Thankful for What Day. National Attitude Day. Gingerbread Day. National Veggie Burger Day. Shut up. Get that away from me. I want some beef. I want good old-fashioned greasy hamburgers, and I'm not a big hamburger eater. Sausage Roll Day and World Environment Day. I got stories we're going to be talking about. New legislation signed by the governor over the weekend takes your parental rights away. Parents, you have lost all your rights. If your kid goes to school and wants to talk to a teacher about transitioning, the teacher could be fined $5,000 for telling you about it, notifying you, the parent. So if your 12-year-old kid goes to school and say, I really like to start on the hormone blockers and that type of stuff, there ain't nothing you can do about it, according to the law that the governor signed. And you know what's crazy? I'm going to be honest. I felt bad all weekend. I'm like, how did I miss this bill? I sent Randy Pettigrew. He goes, I talked about it a whole bunch. I'm going to be honest. That was not in the news. And I'm not alone. There are plenty of people that were like, what? But I'm a guy that, man, I go through 50 sites a day. Tom, did you hear about this?
Nope.
You didn't hear about it. You're the news guy. And you didn't know that the governor was going to sign a law taking our parental rights away.
Oh, yeah, but that's been in the works for a long time.
So the bill passed this past legislative session. Did you know then?
Yeah, of course it did. Well, I didn't even report it on it.
Well, I just asked you the question.
Well, yeah.
So, Russ, did you know about this?
Not say it again. I was fixing Rumble. I'm sorry.
If your kid wants to get on hormone blockers and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought you'd ask something else. The whole thing is there's another rule here that Biden, maybe you can be fined $5,000 for not telling me. But if you do something like that to my child and don't inform me, it's going to cost you a whole lot more than $5,000.
Teachers can be fined $5,000. And by the way, they have all the protection under the state law that they can't be sued for doing so and all kind of other stuff. Just throwing it out there. I'm going to get to that story coming up this morning. Friday, President Biden made his first address in the Oval Office celebrating the debt ceiling. Kind of sad that he used the phrase crisis averted, and most Americans are like, great, he's not going to run in 2024. And Republicans, congratulations, because the way the Democrats are spinning this, that they did all the work, this is their bill, and the whole works, they're crapping on Republicans. Just throwing it out there. So everybody that applauded the bill, yeah, go ahead. New website being launched that will feature all roughly 10,000 pictures of Hunter Biden from the laptop. Amazing part here is at least 3 of the photos show Hunter Biden wearing pants. The rest, no pants. Some of the pictures are so obscene that he can actually run for president now. I mean, that's pretty damn obscene. A group of former followers of Dave Ramsey are suing the finance guru and radio host, along with his company and marketing firm, for endorsing a failed timeshare exit company that allegedly defrauded customers out of millions. And Chuck Todd allegedly is leaving Meet the Press on NBC. Has been doing so for more than a decade, said it's just time now. He says he wasn't asked to step down, but Kristen Welker is going to be the new host. So you get another woke liberal taking over. Yeah. All right, check of the weather being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907, North Range and Roswell. Over 1,000 guns in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. They've got them all. Go in there and talk to them about trading your old gun to get a better gun. And ladies, if you're thinking about getting personal protection, it's a crazy world that we live in. Go in there and talk to them about lethal or non-lethal personal protection. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Closed on Saturday, always open on Sunday. Isolated showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny by this afternoon. Yes, sunny this afternoon. 20% chance of rain this morning, high getting up to about 78. Isolated showers and thunderstorms before 9 tonight. Should be cloudy and down to about 58. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny, high temperature getting up to about 81. Rain back tomorrow night into Wednesday. Check of the weather being brought to you by May Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without May Trailer Sales. Big name brands like Keystone and Cougar and Fifth Wheels, Toy Haulers, Ultralights. They've got 2 lots in Roswell. You could take the virtual tour, and you can go through the pre-owned and brand spanking new models. Go to MainTrailerSalesInc.com. 65 plus years in the business. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Their number 575-622-1751. What are you thankful for? Tom A. Keeping up the text line. 620.
Drew from Carlsbad says, you know what? I'm thankful for my health. 54 years old, and I only take meds for my blood pressure. Way to go. And Buddy says, thank you to my most beautiful wife and my job as well, and my family, says Buddy. And this text says, you know, softballs, they weigh more than a baseball. Yes, I did find that out. And Portecito, mijo, laugh out loud, says the texter. Another one says, you know what?
How can you turn before the ball comes back at you?
It happened. It was a
slow
fluky,
reflexes.
fluky,
Very,
fluky
I mean, the your blood is like syrup.
It's not. I was in position to make the play, just didn't make it. Ball hit me. And by the way, the school can't even give the kids a Tylenol. Now this, did you watch the, and I'm going to reference this for a second, but did you watch Ambassador Haley last night? Excuse me.
What the hell was that?
I had something.
What the hell was that?
Did you watch Ambassador Haley last night?
Did you swallow your tongue? You're okay?
Oh, fine. But she touched on that last night. Did you, Russ?
Well, what the texter made a very good point. You mean the nurse at school can't give my son a Tylenol without my permission or without notifying me, but they can talk to him about puberty blockers and possibly help them get those without informing me? What the hell is that?
Well, Haley last night touched on that briefly when I asked her about the transgender subject. She said, it's not up to the schools to teach your kids or even to influence your kids on that.
You know what?
It's up to the parents.
This state is last in education.
It is.
Worry about education. Worry about education. Damn, what the hell's the matter with you people? I'm just saying, what is the matter with you? Kids go to school for education. When it comes to morals, character, and values, that's taught at home.
House. Yep. Amen.
You guys are killing me.
Yeah.
You guys are killing me. All right, let's talk about the plane. Pentagon scrambled F-16s yesterday as a Cessna Citation, flew right into airspace that, around Washington, D.C. So a lot of people heard the loud sonic booms, and that was the F-16s. They also sent off flares and all kinds of stuff. As the F-16s pulled up with the Citation, they were able to see that the pilot, she was sleeping.
Or dead. Or dead.
Yeah, they don't know. Me and Russ had this talk before we got up.
And something that we didn't discuss, I didn't understand, because when you said Cessna, I didn't hear Citation. Cessna Citation is a family jet.
Right.
So it could have.
So 4 people were on board that plane, that jet, when it crashed into the mountains in, I guess that's Southwest Virginia.
Sounds like rat.
Russ, look, I know guys that fly and they will put the plane on autopilot and go to sleep. They'll sleep for an hour or so, and I don't want to fly with them. I'm going to be.
I bet that's not it. With 4 people on board, she'd just been asleep. I doubt if all 4 of them been asleep, and they probably sounds to me more like rapid cabin depressurization.
Yep.
Same thing that killed Payne Stewart.
Yeah. So I'm sure this is the developing story. I'm sure we will figure that out coming up in the next couple of days. Tom, district attorney out of Roswell,
saw that
Tuesday, rescinded the motion to keep the man charged with 2 counts of criminal sexual contact with a minor behind bars. So he's walking the streets now.
Yeah, Jesus Lerma Flores.
Yeah, 30 years old, Carlsbad, in a pretrial detention during the hearing in Chaves County. Jonathan Rolnick, the deputy district attorney, said the decision to rescind the motion was made after it was determined that the state would not be able to meet the high threshold under New Mexico law to keep someone incarcerated until they before they are convicted. Because of New Mexico law, this guy does not have any history. So criminal history. So he is out on a $10,000 bond. And you remember the story that sexual criminal contact with a minor after the 11-year-old contacted police and said that he was touching her between her legs. And that happened May 16th. So this guy is out on bond, $10,000 bond, and walking the streets. Makes me sick of the stomach. Tweet of the day coming up. First of all, I got to say congratulations going out to Lee County. Miss New Mexico Teen USA, Asia Rose Simpson, won the whole thing from Lee County. And Priscilla Trujillo, our buddy, listener of the show, fan of the show, David Trujillo, daughter placed 5th in the Miss New Mexico USA competition. So we had number 1 and number 5 from Lee County. So thanks, everybody, for posting that. I don't know if anybody from Chaves County or Eddy County or anywhere else made, because I couldn't find the information. But our friend Rebecca Long posted this, and I was able to snag it off her site. All right, we're going to talk about gender surgery for minors. We'll get to that. The governor, I started looking at this stuff because over the weekend, Texas signed the strictest laws against minors. And so they signed the strictest law against any type of gender affirming care. And we actually signed probably the loosest law. So we'll get to that in just a second. I'm totally disgusted and sick that we would allow the school to take the lead in this. We'll get to that coming up next. Price of oil on the way. Let's get to the tweet of the day, being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Follow them on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. 575-631-5099. Light up the sky. June 30th. Gates open at 6 o'clock. They're going to be racing to midnight. Junior dragsters, test and tune, and more. And July 1st, gates open at 2, races until it's over. So that's some of the things. And don't forget, they're also going to have the racing for July 4th fireworks. They'll be out there racing with the fireworks going off in the background. So it's going to be a cool race. If you need more information, go to the Hobbs Airfield Speedway at Colgem Mall. 575-631-5099. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Yes, they are all over the place. Tweet of the day. I finally agree with something that Mayweather had to say, the boxer. I was like, finally, I agree with him. Wow.
You got rappers that use the N-word 1,000 times in their songs, right? And you already know that the Caucasians, white America, and the people around the world is going to go out there and buy your music. A lot of times, the blacks are going to bootleg your music.
Mm-hmm. Wait, he just said that blacks are going to bootleg your music, but dumb white people are going to buy your music.
Whites are going to go out there and pay. The stadium going to be filled up with white people. But you're saying the words over and over. You're using the N word over and over again, right? You want people to buy your music. You want them to be able to know your music, but you don't want them. You don't want them saying the N word. But you say it 1,000 times. But you want them buying it. You want them repeating after you. So that don't really make a lot of sense to me. If you don't want them saying it, then you shouldn't say it.
He also said it was classless. He said that people died or bled, I think is what he said. Bled, and that's the last words that they heard. So, but we're going to call each other that. So I was like, dang, we agree. Unbelievable. First time I've ever agreed with this guy on anything, even though, I mean, the dude has been pretty good raising his kids and handling his money. Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott on Friday signed into law the ban on gender-affirming care for most minors in the state, making Texas the largest state in the United States to place restrictions on transgender youth access to critical care. Now, critical care to me, correct me if I'm wrong, critical care to me, Tom, would mean that I need the care or I'm going to die. Right?
Yes, sir.
If you're in critical condition, you're not going to die if a 13-year-old doesn't get his penis cut off. I'm just saying you're not going to die. It's not critical care. Thank you, CNN, for spinning the story. Unbelievable. And the governor of New Mexico, meanwhile, signed into law one of the loosest laws ever when it comes time to permit minors access to sex change care and abortions without parental knowledge or consent. Harlan Benson, our buddy up in Ruidoso, said he's outraged. And he said, we must stop this. Conservatives are gathering signatures for a referendum to unwind the state's laws that was signed by the governor. If 25% of those who voted in the last general election signed a petition within 90 days of the session closing date, the law will be stopped from taking effect until there is a vote in 2024. So you need to go and sign that petition. You need to go, and if you voted in the last election, sign it. The deadline for signatures on the bad side is June 16th. Among the laws facing opposition are the ones that Gresham hailed this week in a press release for Pride Month. HB 7, Reproductive and Gender-Affirming Healthcare Act, prohibits public bodies, including local municipalities, from denying restrictions or discriminating against individuals' rights to use or refuse reproductive health care or health care related to gender. Broaden the scope of Human Rights Act to include a list of protective classes for gender identity and sexual orientation. By the way, minors, parents, the rights to raise your kids is being taken away from you. HB 7 and SB 13 are just another example of the less disdain towards the nuclear family in America. That's what Harlan Benson said. God bless you. Santa Fe and Washington, D.C. think that they know better than us parents. Yes, of course they do. All you have to do is go to the governor's Twitter page. By the way, looks like there's a $5,000 fine for public employees, teachers, nurses, and etc., who interfere with the process of revealing a minor's intention to their parents, and violators can be brought to court. That's number one. It also strips local authority from municipalities that may represent a constituent to find problem with such legislation. So teachers cannot call the parents and say, hey, look, your kid wants to be a girl. And they go to the hospital. We can't do anything from a doctor giving them puberty blockers. June 16th, Tom, today is June 5th. How many days we got before the
you better
gotta
hurry.
sign this?
11 days to go.
Wow. All right, Melanie Stansberry, we'll get to that next. Armed suspect, Mexican cartel members arrested on the Texas side of the border. They are arrested and they were armed. I'm going to say something that might tick some people off. If you got people that are armed on this side of the border, I don't know why they're standing. I don't even know why we arrest them. They're armed and they're in our country. That sounds like an invasion to me. Am I the only one? These guys have been brazen through the years. They're poisoning our kids, and we're going to treat them with kid gloves. Makes no sense to me. Wait for the hate to come. I'll wait for it. 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and send your text in.
Heard a doctor on the... Go ahead.
But if somebody's coming into your house, what do? You're going to protect your house.
Protect it.
636. Price Oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. Currently, they have training programs going on. If you ever supervise a frac crew, Spinnaker can teach you to become a cementing supervisor with the SSIT program. If you ran a blender in the patch, they want you to become a cementing truck operator today. Must have a Class A CDL, willing to work long hours, excellent salary, one of the best benefit packages in the industry. Housing's available if you need it. Spinnaker is an equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer. Text Oilfield to 63566. Go to greatoilfieldjobs.com.
West Texas Intermediate, $73.68, $77.93 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas, $2.23. B.
Thank you so much, Tom. Tom, I know you didn't see it, so I'm not going to ask you. But, Russ, did you see the false flag today from Centerville, Texas? All right, not today, over the weekend.
I'm unaware of which one you're talking about because there's so many false flags.
Well, it was the white supremacists that were protesting in Centerville, Texas. And, these guys, of course, had the mask on, covering their face. Supposedly Aryan Brotherhood members. I have never seen an Aryan Brotherhood member or skinhead without any tattoos.
That's the badge, man.
I'm just saying. So they're protesting, yelling white. It's all hate about any other race but white people. It's fake. It's fake. Remember last week we had the guys in the starch khakis and the blue shirts, mask on, the whole thing. Look, we have somebody out there that is sending these people out. FBI? Could be. George Soros? Could be. That are sending these people out to perpetrate hate. I have never seen somebody that's a member of the Aryan Brotherhood that doesn't have tattoos. Just throwing it out there. So if you haven't seen this, Centerville, Texas, go look it up. Hate rally that was going on. And the cool thing is the locals got together and actually, rallied against them, which is pretty cool. Thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service, dependable. Boom or bust, they are there for you. They deliver oil and gas products out in the patch, on-road or off-road. Whatever you need, diesel, DEF, unleaded, interstate batteries, they are there for you. WakefieldOil.com. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is tell a woman she's beautiful and she'll remember it for a day. Tell her she gained weight, and she will remember it forever. Text line, 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror, 575-631-3189. Times 1, times 5, times 10 magnification. LED lights. This is the best makeup mirror anywhere. I'm talking about worldwide. Find them at atlasmakeupmirror.com. They're on Instagram and on Facebook. or you can call Rebecca Long, the local inventor, 575-631-3189 at lastmakeupmirror.com. Tom in the text.
All right, the same people, says this one text, that supposedly graduated from New Mexico schools that are last in the nation for being smart, are the same ones that are voting for the transitioning silence, says the text. And another one said, I heard a doctor on the news say that gender transitioning surgery cost around $400,000.
Oh, dude, I mean, a breast augmentation costs $10,000.
And they're asking, who's paying for it, by the way?
The government. You are. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're paying for it. Yeah, you're going to pay for it. Freshman Congressman Maxwell Frost, Democrat from Florida, sent an explicit message to his home state with F. Ron DeSantis, F. fascism. Thank you very much, and keep it classy. Thank you. Needless to say, Tom, I don't think he likes DeSantis a whole bunch.
I don't think so.
General Mills coming out with the brand new Lucky Charms Hidden Dragon cereal. And by the way, limited edition Lucky Charms cereal. If you're a Lucky Charms cereal eater, 10-ounce box, $5.69. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? A box of cereal is now almost $6. Holy crap. We're going to do the price. We did the price of oil, but Tom, how bad was it? Price of oil?
The West Texas Intermediate 73.68, Brent crude 77.93, and
but I'm talking about down. How much?
Oh,
down?
I didn't look at those. I'll look at them in a second. Hold on a second. So.
Well, it says right there on the app how much it was down.
I know, but I'm outside the app.
Well, and the reason I'm asking this is that Saudi Arabia is cutting oil production 1 million barrels a day, and of course they cut. Biden went over there and asked them to ramp up, and they cut production 2 million barrels a day. Now they're cutting again 1 million barrels a day. They are riding. Well, let me rephrase that. They are bending Joe Biden over. Is that okay? Was that all right? Can I get away with that? I hope so.
Between Friday and today, I went back and did that judgment over the weekend. West Texas crude is up over 3%.
Really?
Brent crude up over 3%. Natural gas up close to 5%.
Right. Yeah, it would go up because availability is going to go down. Now, if Biden was smart, you know what he would do? He would ramp up production. He would go to the largest oil producers in America and say, look, guys, I need your help.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah. Can we ramp up oil production 3 million barrels a day to match what we're losing from the Saudis? I mean, if he was smart, that's what he would do. Not saying he's that. I mean, that hit on the head probably knocks. I don't know. Wow. Looks like, what's his name? Adam Schiff is very upset.
Whoa.
Somebody burned a pride flag in the San Fernando Valley at an elementary school. I have to ask this much. Why is a elementary school flying the pride flag?
Good question.
I understand it's Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to discuss my sexuality too? He said every child deserves safety and acceptance against discrimination. By God, we're talking about elementary schools. Acceptance. So and by the way, this is the same jackass that has no problem when they're burning the American flag. I'll just leave it at that. New Mexico authorities have filed charges against 2 individuals after 2 kilos of cocaine was discovered by the Region 5 Drug Task Force in Clovis. They arrived at a residence in Clovis. Agents, upon entering the home, found 15 guns at the house, and that had been stolen from Lubbock. And they also found 2 kilos of cocaine. Residents Justin Sneed and Sarah Ratliff both were at the location and have been arrested. 2 kilos of coke is a lot of that's. And Tim Scott, remember they called Tim Scott out. The View did.
Yes.
They said he wasn't black enough. He doesn't understand what it is to be black. Tim Scott from South Carolina. His grandfather was a sharecropper. That's who raised him. But he doesn't understand, growing up in the Deep South, what it is to be black. But you know who does? Joy Behar. She would know what it means. So Tim Scott will appear, I can't wait for this. I cannot wait. She said that he doesn't understand racism. I can't. I might actually even watch The View today. I can't wait for Tim Scott to rip them a new one. 647, Tom, 647. Good news coming up a little later in the morning, but I got another great good news. And the Navajo Nation is very upset with Deb Haaland. I'll tell you why. And Capitol Police stopped a youth group from singing the national anthem. I'll get to that. And Gabe Vasquez, representing the heart of the oil patch.
District 2.
He's not a real big fan of the oil patch. Saying that our water, clean water, there has not been one study that proves that fracking destroys our water. Not one. And there are people out there that say, well, they haven't done it yet. Why not? They've been fracking since 1949. So I'll get to that story. And Chaves County makes a couple of arrests. We'll get to that. 647, text line 877-396-W105.
What the heck makes you think that we can up the production 3 million barrels a day at the drop of a hat?
Well, no. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I didn't say at a drop of the hat. I said you go to the largest oil producers and say, this is the goal, that we ramp up oil production 3 million barrels a day. See, if you don't ask, you'll never receive.
That's right. It's in the Bible.
But here's the deal. Instead, we sit on our hands and we're dependent on other foreign countries. God bless you.
All right. Another texter says, if a child is deemed responsible enough to choose or change their sex, then they are responsible enough to move on out. Move on out on their own with no assistant. Well, that's my opinion, says the texter.
And I like this text. I think this is reference to what they're thankful for. I'm thankful to have a great morning show to make my commute to work more bearable. I'll be really thankful whenever they fire Tom A, though. That was a tag along in there. So. Ouch. Ouch. Maybe I shouldn't have read that one.
That hurt, Tom.
Well, whatever.
That hurt.
Guess who's coming to Texas? Good morning, gentlemen, says Tom from the Conch Republic. I'm here in Central Texas. Guess what? On the way to the land of enchantment.
Or entrapment. Either one.
Right, entrapment. And who got hit on the head? I missed it.
Tom got hit on the head. He's actually reading a little bit better today.
So
damn neurologist couldn't figure it out. Damn softball did.
And buddy, one more text here. He says, you know what? We got enough oil right here in the USA. We don't need to be needing the Saudi oil at all. He goes on to say.
Amen. Hey, whatever happened to the oil reserves? Have we filled them back up? Oh, we sold it cheap, and oil prices are going back up. Let's fill them back up when the oil's expensive. You can tell this guy's not a businessman. All right, morning show. By the way, brand new sponsor to the morning show, Rusty Ball's Speed Shop located 1509 Southern Drive in Ruidoso, one of the best one-stop shops for the most unique, creative apparel around. They specialize in shirts, hats, knives, candles, furniture, vintage gas pumps, gag gifts, and they've got a lot of women's clothing also. So no other retail shop is like Rusty Bull's Speed Shop. Go in there today and talk to Josh Richardson or visit them online, rustybullspeedshop.com. Give them a call, 575-937-5215. Rusty Bull Speed Shop, the coolest vintage retail shop since 1920. Go check them out. And if you would, make sure and tell them you heard it on Be on the Breakfast Club. RustyBullSpeedShop.com for more information. Brand new sponsor to Be in the Breakfast Club. We appreciate them. I got a lot of things to get to. We've got taking out trash, things that happened on this date in history. And Russ, in one word, tell me how commercial-wise, if I need to take a break or if I, and just one word, or take a break
We're
now.
good. 2 words. We're good.
Okay.
However you want to do it.
All right. I still got a lot of things to talk about this morning. Midland woman earns her high school diploma 43 years later. Isn't this an awesome story?
It is.
So the Midland woman set the milestone in adulthood that a lot of teenagers do. They drop out and don't get that diploma. 61-year-old Teresa Ramirez was just months away from graduation in 1980 when it all ended. She was in high school. It was her last semester. She's going through a lot of things. She was working. She was going to school. She was struggling, and she dropped out. She promised herself she was going to get that diploma. And by the way, she walked right alongside her grandson and got the diploma. By the way, you can go check this story out. It's all over the news in Midland. All right, treaty broken. Navajo Nation unleashes on Deb Haaland. Now, she is not a member of the Navajo Nation, if I'm not mistaken. She's Native American, but I can't remember what tribe she came from. And on Friday, Joe Biden's U.S. Department of Interior Secretary Deb Haaland and former Democratic Congresswoman from New Mexico released her decision to ban permitting of any type of natural mineral extraction within 10 miles of the Chaco Canyon, resulting in a fury from the Navajo Nation, which opposes the measure. And they've been trying to get this administration to compromise, but no. Deb Haaland, nope. Navajo Nation strongly disagrees with the new public land order, the Department of Interior's assertion that there is a significant consolation with the Navajo Nation, supports no land withdrawal. So the Navajo Nation is very upset at Joe Biden and Deb Haaland. I saw this video, and you can go look for it. It's all over the place. Capitol Police stop a youth choir from singing the national anthem. I was kind of shocked at first. South Carolina-based choir stopped by Capitol Police from singing the national anthem, and they were close. They were close to finishing. By the way, this has got over 1 million views. Capitol Police rushed to shut them off. Rushing Brook Children's Choir out of Greenville, South Carolina. Now, Capitol Police saying it was a miscommunication. Sure it was. Yeah, whatever. I saw the Capitol Police go over there and tell the director to shut them down. Go look at it for yourself. All right, Gabe Boskus. This is the joker that took over for Yvette Harrell. Far left Democrat Gabe Boskus, representing where we are right now, southeast New Mexico. So, and he's very concerned that cancer-causing chemicals have been found in New Mexico's produce water. That's why I am leading the Healthy H2O Act to expand grants for rural communities to help address drinking water contamination. New Mexico and rural communities deserve clean, safe water. And he goes on to talk about fracking and cancer-causing chemicals. This is the guy we send to represent us, Gabe Vasquez. As far as I know, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I would love for you to do it. There hasn't been one study that found that drinking water is contaminated by us fracking. If somebody could help me with this, I would really, really, really appreciate it. Anybody, are we actually going down deep enough to get to the water table? Tom, can you tell me the answer?
I don't think so.
Russ, can you tell me the answer?
Where the well is so far below the water table, so far below fossil fuels. It's even a misnomer to call them fossil fuels. We've never found a fossil ever below 6,000 feet.
Right.
And wells are far, far, far below that. So it's below water, oil, fossils.
So I'm just trying to figure out, and there's a lot of people worried about the aquifer and the whole thing.
Oh,
and my buddy Cody said that, now, U.S. government ruined millions of acres of groundwater with PFASs, and he said that's part of the problem. And so fracking has zero to do with that. So this is the guy that's representing us in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much. 6:57, Tom in the text coming back. We'll talk about Chaves County making arrests yesterday. We'll get to that next.
And the texter says, I am thankful for Tom A. Hey, thank you very much. And another texter.
He's thankful that you're thankful.
And honestly, it's very doable at the drop of a dime, says the texter, regarding something that we talk about. Elaborate on that, would you?
Talking about the ramping up to 3 million barrels a day to offset the Saudis.
And he says it's very doable. Okay. So now the next texter says, let's let the gloves come on and the bullets fly. It's an invasion, says the texter.
He's talking about the armed cartel members found on this side of the border.
And
that to me is like a foreign invasion. They're armed. That makes them military to me. Foreign invasion.
And B, where do we sign those petitions? Ask the texter.
Maybe Tom can find that information out. Who has the petition? I told Randy Pettigrew maybe during the 7 o'clock hour we get him on to see where we can. So if you can correspond with him, since I cannot do it.
Okay. I mean, I'll holler. Hey, what happens on June the 15th? I think they're referring to June 16th, not the 15th. On money coming in the mail to you or into your bank accounts?
Yeah. So $1,000 for married couples, $500 for single folks. And of course, if you didn't file your taxes, you're not getting the money.
Yeah. That's true. I guess I got some coming to me.
Oh, yeah. If you still get mail where Mr. I didn't get one stimulus check.
I'm moving around. Another one texter says, and I don't understand.
You've been at the same place for more than 3 years.
Going on 4 years, by the way.
You don't want them to find you.
Right. And I am thankful for the 2A. Don't know what that means, but okay.
2A?
Just 2 and then the capital letter A. A 2A team that won the state championship or something, maybe. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't.
Elaborate, would you? Anyway, there you go.
All right, Chaves County Sheriff Mike Harrington arrested Isaiah Dillard and Letitia Dutchover after the two subjects were viewed on live home surveillance cameras committing a burglary on East Darby Road. That's where I used to live out there.
I remember.
So, They had left the scene, but were quickly located by deputies. Prior to the deputies locating them, they had hidden the stolen property, but it was located in the bushes and returned to the owner. 2 subjects were still outstanding and will be identified soon. So they know who they are. They know who they are, but they're still outstanding and will be identified soon. That's the way it ends. So I guess they were not arrested at the time. So this was a Facebook post from Mike Harrington, Chaves County. And so they know who they are. It's just a matter of time before they arrest you.
There were 4 suspects in this thing. They haven't identified the other 2, but they're going to do so very quickly.
Okay, Tom, can I speak to somebody that robs other people? Can I speak with my heart?
Speak of. Go ahead.
You dirty, low-down dog, get a damn job and quit stealing other people's stuff. Was that okay, Tom?
That's fine with me, man.
Melody Stansbury, another representative from New Mexico, talks about some of the bills that she will sign. And I don't get it because at one point she said her dad was an engineer that worked at the science labs up there, Los Alamos. Mm-hmm. He was an engineer, and her mom did something else but you were on public assistance? Now, which way? I'm serious.
Well, listen, I grew up on food assistance. I grew up in a very low-income family. And what this bill does, I spent countless hours in briefings this week with subject matter experts, with the White House, with my colleagues. And I think we all understand the implications of this bill. And why people are mad is because at the end of the day, Republicans held us hostage at gunpoint in our economy and tried to balance the budget on the backs of poor people like they've done time and time again. And
Shut up. If your dad was an engineer, you didn't get no food stamps. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just throwing it out there. When we come back, I got why does Donald Trump name call? Sean Hannity asked him that exact question. He will answer that question coming up. And James Comey, that pea of dirt. Supposedly he's a Republican. When you hear what he says, if it doesn't infuriate you, you're probably not a conservative. So I'll get to that coming up this morning. Also, some of the stories we'll talk about. The National Black Farmers Association president is very upset that we paid food producers in China and didn't get the farm bill done in America. We'll talk about that. Birth rate has fallen in America. And according to the attorney from the Western District of Texas, Odessa man has been sentenced. We'll tell you what he did. Democrat state lawmaker announced she is resigning from New Mexico. California investigating how migrants got to Sacramento. Are we talking about a private jet? Wow. And a girl's father punished for misgendering a boy in a girl's locker room scores a legal victory. So the boy is in the girl's locker room and you misgender. Well, I'm sorry. What the hell's he doing in the girl's locker room? And the alleged $5 million bribe scheme involving Joe Biden reportedly has a credible FBI source. We'll get to that next.
I have another question.
Sure.
What is the girl's father doing in the girl's locker room?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's... I'll get to that, Russ. And Jamal Hill.
Yes.
Leaving Spotify.
Oh.
She causes trouble no matter where she goes.
When she was at ESPN, she was so controversial all the time.
Yeah, well, she very controversial, and she wants the same amount of money that the big stars make, even though she's not that big. So we'll get to that, taking out the trash, things that happen on this date in history, and more. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Iron River Inspection. Mike and Matt, second-generation pipeliners, put together a team out in the patch, 300 years of combined experience. They've got all the experience you need to put your mind at rest. because they're going to look out for your best interests when they go on the job. They are for pipeline and facility inspection, industry and safety training, and they are one of the top-notch companies for consulting. Online, just go to the website, ironriverinspection.com. Rain in the morning, maybe some sun by this afternoon. That's what they're saying. Yeah, 78 the high, 20% chance of rain. And then chance of rain tonight, 20%, down to about 58. Tomorrow, sunny skies and 81, but then the rain is back tomorrow night into Wednesday. We'll keep you updated with everything going on. Stand by, Joe Biden. We got to do what? Tax. We got to have more taxes. We'll get to that in the next break. We're going to check, find out what's going on with news up next. Tom?
Texter says, I'm thankful for my husband. Another one says, Tom is thankful, excuse me, for the buffets, the house of burritos, and the Dr. Pepper, says one of the texters.
Bless him.
It's been a while since I had a burrito there.
Shut up.
Well, maybe the other day.
The proof is in the pudding.
And B, suspected Chinese spies have attempted, this is from Fox News, by the way, according to the texter, to penetrate the U.S. military bases?
Yeah. And we're just, let them buy land right next to the base. Man, it's time for us to just wake the hell up.
Yep.
We don't wake up soon, this country is gone. I hate to be the naysayer.
You're right. And hey, Nikki Haley talked about it last night at the town hall meeting. Oh,
boy, you have a thing for Nikki Haley, don't you?
I was flipping through.
Trump also had over the town hall over the weekend. You didn't say anything about Trump.
I did.
Oh, you're a big Nikki Haley.
Did you watch Nikki Haley last night?
I did not.
Well, I did. And
yeah,
she's
the third time you referenced Nikki Haley.
Because I like what she was telling. I mean, she didn't leave anything on the table.
Tom, she's got like 2% in the polls. Congratulations.
It's early. But let me tell you something.
You and Mike Pence. Oh, you're dropping Mike Pence. Oh, my God.
Mike Pence is on Wednesday night, by the way. You can see him on Wednesday night on CNN. The texter says the 2A, which means the Second Amendment. So she clicked
Thank you.
She's for that.
Thank God for that.
There you go.
Thank you so much for that. All right, before we take the break, I'm going to play the quote. Trump had a town hall over the weekend, and Sean Hannity asked him, "Why do you name call?" A lot of people, and let me just say, when they said, "Don't you think you ought to stop?" the people booed. Of course, 99.9% of the audience, they're for Trump. So he was asked a question about name calling. Here's what he had to say about why he name calls.
But I came into office, and from the day I got in, I was under siege by people that have been in Washington for many years, put in there by many different presidents. In most cases, people that were against me, like they spied on my campaign. They did all sorts of things. I was under investigation and under siege, and so were my people. And if I wasn't tough, I wouldn't be here right now. I guarantee you that. If I didn't fight back, I wouldn't be here. What they did was so bad, and they've been caught. Now, so far, nothing's happened to them of consequence.
Exactly. Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing has happened. And you know what? I'm fearful that nothing will ever happen to them. 708 KWMW, Malchamore, 105.1 FM. Let's take a break. We're coming right back. We're going to check in with news, qualify you for cash and more. News this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store and the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, shirts. They've got everything. If you're working out in the oil field, need hard hats, boots, steel-toe boots, safety gear, they've got you covered. And while you're there, you ought to check out football season just around the corner. Less than 90 days away from football. Check out furniture, appliances, and electronics. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get yourself one of those big old TVs and maybe a brand new recliner, maybe the wife wants, something like, appliances, or maybe she wants a recliner too. Zero down financing at Rig Outfitters and the home store. Check them out today. And next door is Scrub Outfitters. They have they have the largest selection of scrubs in 100 miles. Healing Hands, Met Coutures, Peaches. They've got, of course, compression socks, the cute compression socks, comfy shoes, medical equipment, the largest selection of medical scrubs in 100 miles. Scrub Outfitters and Rig Outfitters and the Broadmoor Mall. We're coming back. We got taking out the trash, things that happened on this date in history, boob of the day, and more. 7:10. Be on the Breakfast Club on W105. Let's qualify folks for cash. We'll check in with news next on W105.
Pop's Power Washing in Lovington presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
MTD Radio News. I'm Joe Miller. An 18-year-old Loving man allegedly drunk when he killed a bicycle rider in a crash May 27th in Carlsbad. Police say Isaiah Grabala was driving in the 1200 block of West Church Street when he struck 63-year-old David McClaskey, who was on a bike. McClaskey found on Church Street, sent to Carlsbad Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. Witnesses at the scene told police the person who struck McClaskey initially left the scene of the accident and was on Richard Street. They continue to investigate. Well, sales of medical and recreational cannabis in northern Eddy County could grow in the coming months if the Eddy County Board of County Commissioners approves 3 variances for cannabis establishments. Commissioners will hold 3 public hearings this month at the Commission chambers in Carlsbad to hear variance requests from businesses who propose to open north of Artesia city limits in unincorporated areas that will fall within the jurisdictions of Eddy County. All 3 businesses are to close residential areas in the Artesia area, meaning variances are needed. Artesia has 1 cannabis retailer in the city limits. Pecos Valley Production, based in Roswell, opened the location in September of last year at the former Chaos Cafe on 1st Street. The Pecos Valley Drug Task Force said it is again searching for a Carlsbad man who was allegedly in possession of over 16,000 fentanyl pills he intended to traffic. A warrant was issued for David Hines in connection with suspected drug trafficking when a March 20th search of his home on Western Way Road in Carlsbad led to confiscation of thousands of fentanyl pills inside the home and buried in the backyard. Agents were there to rearrest Haynes, who in August of last year was charged with trafficking, a charge related to a July 2022 investigation in which he was found in possession of fentanyl. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so mad I want to walk into a biker bar and put on a square dance record? Today, your old Uncle Earl's going to help you with appealing to the opposite sex. Yeah, little commentary I decided to call Picking Up Chicks at the Walmart. See, the thing is, there's this internet company called Craigslist, and people can go on there, something called Lost Connections, where you try to connect with somebody that caught your eye, but you didn't get a chance to meet. Well, they done some research on the Craigslist. They figured out #1 place in America where people see other people they got the hots for but don't connect is the Walmart. Yeah. First off, how sad is your life? I mean, how sad is your life that you've been reduced to looking for love at the Walmart? I've been in there for tools, paint. I've been in there for food. I've been in there for 10 pairs of underpants for $7. I just never been in Walmart looking for love. Now, I ain't saying I never fell in love at Walmart. I just never went there looking for it. We had this one cashier, Lord have mercy. That woman was built. The way she stood there on one leg at the cash register, cracking her gum, and she could fill out a smock. But before I knew it, she disappeared. Dub Meeker said one time he thought he saw her one time taking phone orders at Domino's. Perhaps we'll never know. But this ain't about me. Let's talk about you. Apparently, a lot of babes at the Walmart are catching your eye, and you're afraid to approach them. So you might start with an innocent line like, "Hey, come here often?" She might say, "Well, every time I run out of tater chips and toilet paper." That's your opening. What you need to do is comment on her selection of tater chips. So you say something like, "Yeah, come on, 2 for $1 on the Fritos. You kidding me? He shoots, he scores." So in the parking lot, grab that cart stuck between them 2 cars there and let's do it. Wake up, America, remember, you're in the Walmart, the home of some of the most sexually adventurous women on earth. Find something you both have in common, like salty snacks. How easy is that? Amaro Pizza American Pizza.
Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell to save big on their versatile Kubota L2501 series tractors, featuring all-day comfort and a variety of attachments to get the job done. Rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Get the Kubota L2501 series now for 0 down and 0% APR financing for up to 84 months. Stop in for a Kubota demo and claim this offer on the Kubota L2501 today at Amigo Machinery, 2801 Southeast Main Street, Roswell. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Now through June 30th, see Amigo Machinery or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Calling all clay shooters. The best sporting shooters in southern New Mexico and West Texas will gather at the Inn of the Mountain Gods Casino and Resort in beautiful Mescalero, New Mexico on June 30th and July 1st for the 7th annual Aim High Shooting Competition to benefit ENMU Ruidoso. This year's 4-person team competition features 100 targets with side events for additional fees, plus a dinner and dance on Saturday evening, which will include an awards ceremony, raffles, and gun boards. All shooters will be entered to win a Beretta 686 Silver Pigeon over-under 12-gauge shotgun, plus your team could win prizes for scoring first or second place. Early registration is online now at scorechaser.com, and discount rooms and cabins are available. Call now to reserve your flat of ammunition and load up your side-by-side. Aim high. For more information, call Rhonda at 575-937-1475. That's 575-937-1475. This message is sponsored by the Ruidoso and Lincoln County Lodgers Tax Committees.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Well, southeast New Mexico beginning to look a little green and lush after a couple of weeks of rain, showers, and thunderstorms. That will continue today with Roswell at 82 degrees and Carlsbad, Artesia 85 down to 85 corridor. 30% chance for thunderstorms. 30% chance for thunderstorms at our radio studios in Lovington. Lovington temperatures tomorrow will go for a high temperature of 80 degrees with a 30% chance for thunderstorms. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Arberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Here is your Liar Pants on Fire update.
Basically the same dose, but a smaller dose.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
All right, people, let's move it. Drive in today with the best damn morning show on earth.
877-396-W105. We are B on the Breakfast Club. How are you doing today? 17 after 7. What are you thankful for? That is the question of the day. Very simple. What are you thankful for? Tom is thankful that he is still seeing straight after being hit in the head with a softball
and
over the week.
And I'm really serious about that because it could have been on the other side where the plate is at. Then I believe no more Tom after that.
You really took one for the team, buddy.
Yes, I did.
Thank you. I mean, next time, try to turn around a little faster. And somebody can hit the ball all the way out to the outfield, but you do not have time to turn around and beware. And by the way, whoever hit him in the head, I'd like to know who that was. I will buy you a beer.
By the way, thanks for everybody who came to my aid. I mean, there was a lot of people around me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you, Pat.
I'm just joking, of course. According to a new survey, sending texts to the wrong person tops the #1 list of modern life mishaps. Close friend, of course, is saying that Fast X is the #1 mishap. I tried to watch it. I mean, that would be like me watching The Little Mermaid. By the way, congratulations. It grossed 161.
Another 100? Wow.
No. Total 161.
Oh, so far,
but
okay.
I mean, it only cost like 191 to make it. So congratulations. Keep it up. And it always has to go back to a black thing. People, #1 grossing black film. It's 2023. Seriously, why are we even keeping up with this? #1 white movie. No, it's for everybody.
Right.
According to a new survey, it takes less than 20 minutes for the average American to know if they want a second date. Tom, how long does it take before you know that time for a second date.
Well, if she liked the bucket of chicken, right there, right then.
No, Tom. The way Tom knows that he's going to go on a second date if they pick up the tab, that's it. I mean, oh hell yeah, I'm good. She paid for everything. Jamie Foxx's daughter says he's getting better and recovering at home. Hollywood Reporter claims that it's true that he suffered paralysis from a blood clot after receiving the latest COVID shot.
Oh, boy.
What? YouTube, I said COVID slot. I didn't say shot, okay? Just making sure you guys know. And former Partridge Family star, now Seattle radio DJ, Danny, what's his name? Bonaducci.
Yeah.
Is taking some time off from his radio gig to have surgery this week to remove liquid from his brain.
Ooh.
He's got liquid on his brain. Tom, you ever thought maybe you got some liquid on your brain?
No.
And Tina Turner's husband, Erwin Bach, is going to inherit half of her fortune.
Oh, man.
What kind of money do you think Tina Turner's worth?
I'm thinking she's worth at least $800 million.
$800 million?
Mm-hmm.
Almost a billionaire, dude? Are you serious?
I'm going to say closer to 250 million.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Russ. Russ nails it. So he's Tom.
Where'd you get that one? You can't pull that out of your butt like that.
Because, and you noticed I didn't look anything up.
Oh.
Reba Mack and Toby Keith, George Strait are all the three top country artists, and they're worth over $500 million, over $500,000. $500 million. So
if he's getting half of 250, what kind of money can he expect?
A lot of money.
Well, just give me a roundabout.
I'm going to say 125 million.
Oh wow, Tom scores one. Kids, stay in school. Yeah, stay in school.
Well, where's the other 125 million going, B?
To her kids.
Oh.
Ohio Republican Congressman Mike Turner, who chairs the House Intelligence Committee, criticized China's increase of military hostility yesterday. During an appearance on ABC this week, Turner argued that the U.S. we need to stand strong after the recent encounters involving Chinese aggression targeting American ships and planes. Of course, and the balloon. We forgot about the balloon off the East Coast. You know what we need to do? We need to start treating China like an adversary. That's what we need to do. Instead of acting like but I get it. Biden and them got all that money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the problem. Yeah, that's a big problem. Friday, I actually saw this on Fox and Friends. National Black Farmers Association President John Boyd Jr. reacted to reports that Senator Joni Ernst, Republican from Iowa, opened the books on the United States government giving at least $490 million in U.S. grants to contractors to Chinese entities, along with 870 to Russian entities.
Wow.
Including 1.6 million to Chinese food producers, stating that China is buying up American farms. This is your tax dollars, and we're allowing it. And they're killing off not just black farms, they're killing off all farms and ranches in this country. In the meantime, we're paying China and we're paying Russia. Here we go again. Adversaries. Yeah, we need to actually treat them like they are the enemy. You can't buy any land here. Sorry, your money is no good here. That's what we need to do. U.S. birth rate fell slightly in 2022 prior to a couple years that we went up just a tad. We need to get busy making babies. We need to get busy making babies. Now, I can't wait for the numbers to come out for 2023 because they're going to be way, way down. Nobody can afford to have a baby in 2023. All right, still to come, we'll talk about the man arrested and charged and now sentenced in Odessa. We'll get to that. Taking out trash is on the way. Things that happened on this date in history. 7:25. We are B on the Breakfast Club morning show this morning, being brought to you by WWRV. You can find them online at WWRV3.com or call them at 988-0392. If you're just moving to Carlsbad, need a place to park your RV, they have 3 RV parks, every one of them pet-friendly, very well lit up. Their RV hookups come with 30 and 50 amps available, all utilities included, and including high-speed internet hookups right there. Gaming and movie watching, not going to be a problem. Find out more information, 988-0392 or WWRV3.com. Tom, the text line.
All right. Question for y'all, says the text. Is the stimulus for New Mexico residents only, or is it also for Texas people who are working in New Mexico and paying taxes in New Mexico?
I believe it's just for residents.
You had to file a New Mexico state tax form.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry you won't be getting any money.
Now, when you're doing your taxes, it does say, did you pay taxes in any other state? So I don't know how that works. But I think I just got a feeling it's for New Mexico residents only.
There you go. And Republicans stimulate the U.S. economy. The Democrats stimulate China's economy. Enough said, says Dexter.
It's pretty crazy. It really is.
It is.
All right, Representative James Comey, supposedly a Republican.
Right.
You remember James
Yep,
Comey, right?
Yep.
He ran the FBI and, was a charlatan. When you listen to this cut, I want you to listen to it and listen to what he says about Biden. He voted for Biden in 2020, and in 2024, he's supporting Joe Biden again, even though supposedly he's a Republican. Because he said Joe Biden, well, I'll let you listen to the cut. Wait, he follows the law, does he?
But voted for, and you may still consider yourself one, but voted for Biden in 2020. Do you intend to vote for him again, or is there anyone on the Republican side you might consider if it's not Trump?
It has to be Joe Biden.
Oh.
And I'm glad he's willing to serve. It has to be somebody committed to the rule of law, committed to the values of this country. And I'm not talking...
Wait. You almost made me cuss. You almost made me cuss. With everything going on with Joe Biden, yes, he's one that follows the rule of law. By the way, James Comey, didn't you leave office? Yeah, didn't you get fired and leave office because you were doing shady things while on the job? Yes. Yeah, that's the same James Comey. Yeah, it is.
Policy. People can disagree about policy. There are things above those disagreements that all of us should think about the same way. The president must be someone who abides the law and our Constitution.
Shut up. Shut up. Stop it already. You're killing me already. And Tommy Lauren, you probably seen her on Fox. You know I'm talking about, blonde hair, Tommy Lauren. Russ,
no.
You know who she is? You looked her up. Tommy Lauren, Tomi is her first name, Lauren. And she said that even though she was big in the Trump, but she's back in DeSantis.
While I love Donald Trump, I love what he did for our country. I wish he was our president now. Things would be a lot different. I do believe that Ron DeSantis is our best bet to get back in that White House and to turn this country around. So I am in the Ron DeSantis camp at this point. I think that he is our best chance. I love him as the governor of Florida. Apparently, so do many Californians because they have flocked there. And I think he's going to be our best shot, a winner and a president.
So Tommy Lauren backing, I thought she was going to back Trump, but nope, she is backing Ron DeSantis.
She got some pretty sexy Instagram pictures that happened to come up
She is a looker. And little Carrie Jean-Pierre, they were saying, okay, you got the Inflation Reduction Act, you got the debt ceiling. What next?
The next top legislative priority that the president wants Congress to move forward on? So that's a good question. I talked about the Equality Act, right?
Now, don't we already have a Equality Act? Don't we all fall under the same statute when it comes to equality?
Yeah.
Do we really need another Equality Act? I'm just wondering. And by the way, how do we pay for all these programs and, you know, the debt ceiling and, budget director Shalonda Young, again, she said it last week. She's repeating it on the Sunday morning shows. How do we do it? Tax, tax, tax.
We always said if you have a true budget discussion, if you want to really deal with deficits in this country, you got to talk about revenues. We brought it up over and over with Republicans. We're not going to give up on this.
By the way, they continue to dump on the Republicans over and over and over again. And so taxes, by the way, we collected the most taxes in the history of America the last quarter. And the quarter before that, it was another record breaker. So we don't have a problem with revenue. We have a problem with you guys blowing the money. And what did Joe Biden say? Pretty much the same thing.
We're going to do even more to reduce the deficit. We need to control spending if we're going to do that. But we also have to raise revenue.
Yeah, we got to raise revenue. How do they raise revenue? There's only one way they can raise revenue. Tom, how does the government raise revenue?
Taxes.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like they're selling T-shirts out the back of a car.
That's right.
And Biden goes on to talk about we diverted the collapse of the economy.
We averted an economic crisis,
an
economic collapse.
Oh.
We're cutting spending and bringing the deficits down at the same time.
Oh, shut up. I'm not going to even listen to it. I'm just not going to. All right, taking out trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com, 575-390-4549. They do residential pickup, and reminding you to give to Lovington Animal Shelter. They're seeking volunteers to help with the animals, or if you want to give donations of money, they can accept that. 575-552-3669. Give them a call today. Taking out trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters. Border Patrol won't review the medical file of the girl with a heart condition before she died. Border Patrol medical staff declined to review the file of an 8-year-old girl with a chronic heart condition and a rare blood disorder before she appeared to have a seizure and died on her 9th day of custody in the United States. She eventually died on May 17th. Her parents, of course, from Honduras, and she was born in Panama. And so I'm just kind of confused. You take a kid with a heart condition and a rare blood disorder, and you put him on a track across the desert. And now you're going to blame the Border Patrol for not reading her medical records. I'm having a hard time figuring this out because, you know, if that child was an American and the American mother and father would have taken that kid out for a dang hike in the desert, and that kid would have died, who would be put at blame? The parents. In this case, no. And you know what? Mom and dad are going to get paid. Oh, they're going to be, I mean, the ACLU is going to sue the hell out of the U.S. government. Your tax dollars are going to go ahead and pay for that. Yeah. Wait for it. Yeah, because you wouldn't be blamed. I mean, yeah, you would be blamed as an American, but we have somebody that takes this kid on a 1,000-mile hike across the desert from Honduras to Mexico. I don't know if it's 1,000 miles. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I could be off a little bit. And then to America. And we're going to blame the Border Patrol, who has been, I mean, how many people do they have? Blame the parents. They're at fault. And let me just think out loud. If that kid would have been released into America, she'd have got care for the rest of her life. You see where I'm getting with this? If you don't believe there are people that are coming here to get free medical, and I don't blame them. I really don't blame him. If my kid was sick, I'd want that free medical care too. Advanced medical care, yeah, I would. But we, the taxpayers, would be paying for that child for the rest of our life. But if you want to blame somebody for that kid dying, blame the parents. That's who should be blamed. All right, 7:35. Text line will come back. We'll talk about a child molester that got sentenced. We'll get to that. Democrat state lawmaker in New Mexico decides to retire, and Gavin Newsom's trying to figure out how these migrants got to Sacramento. Could it be a private plane that dropped them off? We'll get to that next.
And Texans, they do pay New Mexico taxes, says the Texan, but New Mexico folks, they don't pay any extra taxes in Texas.
No,
That
you
ain't
do
right.
pay taxes in New Mexico. I don't know how that works. I really don't know how that works.
I'm going to see someone getting
I
something.
think it's for residents only.
Maybe. We'll try to find out. You know,
I could
go ahead.
be wrong.
I've heard that same people who are pulling Biden's strings are pulling DeSantis' strings too. Look into who is funding him, says the texter.
Oh, the Soros family? Of course.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, Russ, a question for you. Who is the name of the woman you guys called a looker?
You talking about oh hell.
The picture of the Instagram.
I'm the same way.
Tony Harden. What's her name? Tommy Harden. If I'm not mistaken, that's her name.
Mm-hmm. And one more text. You know, I would have thought that Tina was worth more money.
Lauren. Tommy Lauren.
There you go, Lauren.
I would have thought Tina was worth more money than she was. I mean, simply the best, the better than all the rest.
Well, it depends how many of those songs she wrote, which I don't think she wrote a lot of those songs. Now, if you write those songs, that's called mailbox money. You just go to the mailbox and pick up that residual money for the rest of your life.
Let me see if I think I'm going to get a track at singing then. B.
You're going to get a track at singing.
I think I'm going to take a crack at singing.
I just said writing is where you make the money.
Oh.
Thank you. But go ahead and sing on, sing boy.
Yeah. You watch. I'm
Thanks for listening.
Them old country songs on this station.
Thanks for joining the show. We appreciate you. All right, things that happen on this date in history being brought to you by Train It New Mexico. Get your CDL in 1 week, 96% passing rate in 1 week, 25 years of experience in staff development. They can take care of you. All you got to do is 1 week. Give them 1 week. They'll teach you how to pass the skills test, the driving test, and the CDL inspection. 575-840-9555. Call them today. Things that happen on this date in history. Tom, you want to clear your throat one more time?
No.
Go ahead. I'm finished talking. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Russ. Now that he's done.
Okay. Most important thing.
Right there.
The most important thing that happened on this day in history. Happy birthday to my oldest daughter, my first child. Ashley's birthday is today. And happy birthday, darling, if you're at home listening to Dad, which I doubt. I hope she's asleep. Also, 67 years ago today, 1956, Elvis Presley in the Milton Berle show thrust his junk at the camera one too many times, and after that, they issued the warning they'd only show Elvis from the waist up. This is just to make you feel old. Remember, can't get no satisfaction.
Also tells you how far we've come.
Yes. Now shoving your junk in the camera is a good way to get your own show.
Yeah.
Remember, I Can't Get No Satisfaction from the Rolling Stones? That was 58 years ago, baby. And they're still touring. Can't believe it. 55 years ago, 1968, the great Robert F. Kennedy was shot in the Ambassador Hotel in L.A. after winning the California Democratic primary. Here's one for Tom A., former NFL superstar Rosie Greer.
Yep.
He was working as a bodyguard for Kennedy and is actually the one that took the gun away from Sirhan. Sirhan while doing it, breaking 6 bones in Sirhan's hand. He almost didn't have a hand after that.
Right.
And also this day in history, remember that June is LGBTQIA month, which I believe they're not being inclusive, they're being exclusive, because they excluded C, D, F, H, J, K, M, N, O, P, or, excluded a lot there. This is also Bed Bug Awareness Week. Sadly, many bed bugs remain unaware. And also on your birthday board with my lovely daughter, happy birthday to Angelina Jolie. They say 48 years old, which, okay. And according to the National Enquirer, they say she has plunged to 93 pounds.
Get out.
I've seen some photos. They're shocking. You can actually see her bones through her tattoos. There you go. That's what's special about this day in history, all about today.
God bless you. Tom and the text, we're coming back. I got a couple stories, then we'll take a wrap and do National Anthem and the Pledge.
And Texas says, "Que Rio, Tommy. Nobody wants to hear you sing. Some days we barely even want you to talk," says the texter.
Thank you for the one as I'm getting all my stuff together.
Well, I'm sorry.
I appreciate it.
And I have heard, but don't
when
know.
You going on vacation? When you going on vacation?
Next Wednesday.
Oh, thank God for the little things.
Isn't that the day you come back?
No, the day I come back is Thursday.
So you're not here that Wednesday. You take off on vacation. So it'd be just me and Will that day.
I'll be back. I'm off Tuesday and Tuesday and Wednesday. So sorry about that, Russ. I mean,
that's all right. That's all right. Also, Travis from Roswell says, I have heard, but don't know, did Ron DeSantis, my fault, pass a green initiative that forced all Floridians to pay for a charging station?
I don't think. Look, I'm not going to say yay or nay because I don't know, but I remember something about that, but it's been months. I'll look it up during the break. I will look it up. I will skip my next reps to look that up.
And then I'm sorry. Somebody said Texans do pay taxes in New Mexico, state tax, but New Mexico folks that make money in Texas don't have to pay taxes there. That's not right. Well, I was fixing to point something out. Okay, the reason I read that is because I looked up how it works, and yes, if you live in Texas but you made money in New Mexico, then you had to file taxes on that money in New Mexico, paid those taxes. You will get.
I don't think they will get it. I think it specifies, it says New Mexico residents, meaning you have to live in New Mexico.
Okay, see, I don't know the order. I just know that, yes, if you make money in New Mexico and you live in Texas, you do have to file a New Mexico state tax return, but I don't know if you get the initiative.
Yeah, I think it says residents. I could be wrong. I'll look that up also. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Western District of Texas, Odessa man has been sentenced to prison for meth, trafficking, and firearm charges. And this happened in 2021. Brandon Mendoza, 35 years old, sentenced to 21 years in prison. And New Mexico loses another Democrat state lawmaker. You see this, Tom?
Yeah. So Representative Trujillo is stepping down.
Yeah. So press release announced her departure, noting that her work during the 2023 legislative session put feminine hygiene products in boys and girls' restrooms in public schools and expanded the school-based health centers, which would likely to be abortion mills, where people get gender affirming care and all kind of stuff. So she's gone. She's stepping down, and Bernalillo County Commissioners will decide who will take her place. I'm just wondering why she ran. I don't know. But her primary, if she was going to run again, it would be in 2024. So they're not taking over for a whole less than a year.
Right.
California officials investigating the migrant arrival in Sacramento without any advance notice. Well, you are sanctuary city. So Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom and State Attorney General Rob Bonita announced on Saturday they are investigating the arrival of immigrants at a church in Sacramento and determined if kidnapping or any other crimes were committed. In a statement, Newsom said that more than a dozen migrants were transported from Texas to New Mexico before being flown to Sacramento and dropped off at the local church. Somebody could be facing kidnapping charges. They go on to talk about dignity and respect for migrants, that they were just dropped off in a different state. California Department of Justice is investigating, damn it. They'll get down to the end of this. You can't just drop. Did you see that in New York City? New York City dropped off a bunch of migrants, put them in a hotel in this city that's well known for drug and criminal activity. And one of the county commissioners was on Fox this morning and saying, how the heck do you just drop these people off? Well, I guess they're just, they yell and scream when the Republicans drop them off at a sanctuary city. So, but when they do it, it's okay. All right, some of the stories we're going to talk about. A girl's father punished for misgendering a boy in a girl's locker room. I promise I'll get to that story. $5 million robbery scheme. FBI has another source. And let me do the story about Jamal Hill. So, podcaster. She was on ESPN. She caused so many problems and was so toxic that they fired her. Well, now the prominent podcaster, formerly ESPN host Jamil Hill, is exiting Spotify. Yeah, she told Bloomberg on Friday. Hill and Spotify currently negotiating the terms of her departure. She wants to get paid the same amount as Joe Rogan. Yeah. And he's a white guy. She's a black chick. And she wants to get paid the same. The only problem is Joe Rogan has millions of viewers, and you do not actually come anywhere close. So with millions of viewers comes millions of advertising dollars. Mm-hmm. And with you, not so close. See, this whole idea of diversity and equity just doesn't equate in a capitalist society when it comes to dollars and cents. I'll take her out to the trash, too. Get on out of here. Get on out of here. Also, we'll talk about unemployment rate rose again. We'll talk about that. And Tom, low sexual satisfaction could be linked to cognitive decline. We'll talk about that. So, and smash and grab in Texas. We'll get you updated with that and more. Stand by for those stories. We are B and the Breakfast Club. 12 minutes away from 8 o'clock, 12 away from 8. Wrap up the text so we can get to the national anthem and the pledge.
You know, John from Unit says this morning, good morning, guys. The Biden administration could raise revenue by continuing to sell off American assets and taking bribes to let the Chinese fly their balloons all across.
No. That would only put money in their pocket, not that would raise Biden money.
Yeah. And as we head to the break, true Americans fight to live free or die hard in the hands of the Democrats.
Boy, if it's in the hands of the Democrats, we're in deep doo-doo. Just throwing it out there. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our friends at Roadrunner Grill, serving up breakfast right now in Artesia inside the Best Western Pecos Inn. They have an awesome breakfast. If you haven't gone in there, you ought to. They have an awesome breakfast, and they can cater your next big event. They can also prepare meals for folks in the office or maybe on location. Many oil field companies have called them and said, hey, can you prepare 50 meals for the folks working out on the location? Not a problem. 575-748-3324. Don't forget, from time to time, they do the seafood and steak buffet. We'll tell you when that's coming up. Their number, 575-748-3324, if you want to order in advance or just stop in inside the Best Western Pecos Inn, Roadrunner Grill. Check them out today. 10 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Our national anthem and our pledge, keeping you updated with everything going on. Tom, anything on the text before we do that?
Yeah, one more says, Texas, you can see the bus coming through Carlsbad from the Texas BP, says the texter.
Well, we're just loading up the man camps, okay? All right, national anthem and the pledge, 10 minutes away from 8, being brought to you by our friend Rebecca Long, your Farmers Insurance agent. She can customize your insurance, bundle up the coverage to save you time and money. So if you have policies like home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, recreational vehicles, boats, RTVs, you name it, give her a call. Let her give you a quote. 575-393-2661. Look, she knows the ins and outs of the insurance business. Customer service, she knows how to treat people. And in the time of needs where you have a claim, she can walk you through the process. You're not going to be talking to a stranger. You're going to be talking to Rebecca or one of the folks that work in the office. 575-393-2661. Call her today, serving Lee, Eddy, and Chaves County. 575-393-2661. Make sure and tell her, hey, thank you for sponsoring the national anthem and the pledge on W105. We're going to qualify people for cash coming up this morning, 7:51. Here's the pledge.
Good morning. My name is Mia Jensen. Time for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon spur, singing out, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
God bless America. God bless you. 7:54, 6 away from the hour of 8. Lord's Prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in control.
Oh, Lord God, I want to be wise in your ways and innocent in the ways of evil. Forgive my foolish and sometimes rebellious behaviors.
This is Mike Welsh with Judah Oil. Can you join us in the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven,
Our Father, who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy will be done,
on earth as it is in heaven.
on earth as it is on heaven.
Give us this day our
Give
daily
us
bread,
this day our daily bread,
and forgive us
and forgive us,
our trespasses, and we forgive those who trespass against us.
and forgive us as we forgive those who trespass against us.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not to temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
Amen.
Amen.
5 minutes away from 8 o'clock, 5 away from 8. Quick check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. Trusted name throughout southeast New Mexico for exceptional construction. And, of course, siding. If you need siding or windows or doors or maybe metal buildings, they can accommodate all of the above. Construction, not a problem. They do commercial and industrial type metal buildings, and they complete the job from start to finish. Yeah, and, they do what they say they're going to do. Get in touch with them today. Seminole Siding and Construction. Put them to work on your next project, and you'll see the difference. They have the experience and the quality that really makes a difference. Contact them at 575-391-1430. Commercial metal buildings. They do metal roofs, shingles, siding, windows, doors, seamless gutters. Find them at 203 West White Street in Hobbs, online at SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. And since they are a new sponsor, make sure to tell them you heard about him on B on the Breakfast Club. Chance of rain, 20%, isolated showers, mostly cloudy throughout the day, then gradually becoming sunny in the afternoon. Isn't that awesome? 78 for the high, winds less than 10 miles an hour tonight. 20% chance of rain. Most of that happening before 9 o'clock tonight. Sunny tomorrow and 81, and then the rain is back tomorrow night into Wednesday. We'll keep you updated with everything going on. News coming up next. 7:57 news being brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm, the guy that settles the big cases. In the Patch, over $10 million case he settled. $9 million in the medical malpractice field. If you've been involved in any type of accident, personal injury is Luke Ragsdale's specialty. 575-208-5300. And if you need to be defended in a criminal matter, Luke can take care of that also. RagsdaleLawFirm.com. We're coming right back. Let's qualify folks for cash, and then we'll get updated with news. KWMW Maljamar, 105.1 FM, better known as W105 757.
Tops Power Washing in Lovington presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. A small plane that crashed in Virginia, killing all 4 people on board, had flown from Tennessee to New York, then turned around. Fox's Alexandria Hoff.
F-16 jets were scrambled and authorized to travel at supersonic speeds to intercept a private aircraft that had begun to breach Washington, D.C.'s restricted airspace. The pilot of the Cessna Citation was unresponsive.
One of the fighter pilots saw the Cessna's pilot passed out. The Navy's released video of a Chinese warship cutting across the path of an American warship in the Taiwan Strait. China claims that Taiwan is its territory.
General Li Shangfu telling a defense forum in Singapore the U.S. needs to act with sincerity to stabilize relations. His American counterpart Lloyd Austin at the same summit warning the U.S. will not flinch in the face of bullying or coercion.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The destroyer slowed down to avoid a collision. America's listening to Fox News.
Platinum Auto Service of Carlsbad is under new ownership. They offer preventative maintenance, diagnostics, and fleets are welcome. Right now, there's short wait time and fast service on brakes, tires, AC service, alignments, lift kits, and more. Stop by and meet the friendly staff today and get back on the road. Call 575-689-6900. Platinum Auto Services, 606 South Canal, Carlsbad.
Wendy's is open till midnight or later, so you can give in to the craving and go night mode. Now all of your favorite menu items just got their bedtime extended. You can get what you want even later, like the Baconator with 6 strips of bacon, or the perfect fries and Frosty Duo. If you're up later, then so are we. So go ahead and pull through the drive-thru. When the craving hits, go night mode at Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. All right, see ya later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary. Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, trunk lids, license plate holders, and headlights. They've got lots of headlights. When you need parts, get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's gonna fit. eBay Motors, let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug, get it.
But the chances of actually hitting it
Over there!
are statistically
It's still alive.
unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants, like lemongrass and geraniol, and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. Stem, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on essential accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Introducing the new My Plan from Verizon. With My Plan, you pick only the perks you want and save on every one. So you get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. And today, get the amazing iPhone 14 Pro on us when you switch with Select Trade-In and Unlimited Plus. Get iPhone 14 Pro with My Plan at your Verizon store today. It's your Verizon. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line required. $200 Verizon e-gift card sent within 8 weeks with Ported. Less up to $800 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Trading conditions and additional terms apply.
See what hit blockbusters are streaming free during Popcorn Summer Movies on Pluto TV. Watch the first 4 Indiana Jones movies, or Minari and Maid of Honor. Plus, Pluto TV has hundreds of channels with thousands more movies, available on live and on demand. Download Pluto TV on all your favorite devices for free. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We gotta get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing. Confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
thanks for calling EasyCater.
Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
She's so smooth, so... I'm interrupting my own shower to remind you to treat your skin like the queen she is with Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash, packed with Olay's highest level of vitamin B3 complex. It's so moisturizing that it will give you visibly smoother, head-turning skin in just 14 days. People wondering, how'd she get so smooth? Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash. Also, try Olay Hyaluronic Body Lotion.
Here is your Liar Liar Pants on Fire update.
Guess what? 500 million people have watched what I've done out of my basement.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
The most annoying man in the history of planet Earth is on the air.
All right, I don't know if you heard, but Al Pacino is actually, how old is Al Pacino? 82? Or is it 89? Al Pacino.
I
think it's 89.
Old. He's old.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to put it like that, but Al Pacino is very old, and his girlfriend is 29. Maybe that's the problem. I know his girlfriend is 29, and Al Pacino was born in 1940. So, Tom, do the math on Al Pacino.
That would be 82 years old.
83. So he's 83 years old and having a baby. So let's Al Pacino changing diapers. I think this could be interesting.
Well,
all right, everyone. Thanks for attending our new parents workshop. Today's lesson will be diaper changing. Oh, and today we have a very special guest joining us.
Guess who?
The one and only 83-year-old Al Pacino.
Yes, I have a problem. What are you going to do about it?
Whoa, easy there, Godfather. Or should I say, great Godfather. I'm assuming you've never changed a diaper or done any domestic labor before.
No, I don't know. Tell me.
First thing we want to do with your child is to open the diaper and assess the situation.
You tell me what it is.
That's baby poop, Mr. Pacino.
You can smell it?
If that's your thing, sure.
Hoo-ah!
I know, not exactly scent of a woman, am I right?
Does that seem clear to you?
Nope, that's pretty brown. Now, you're going to want to throw away that dirty diaper.
Bon voyage, motherfucker!
Mr. Pacino, this isn't the set of Heat.
Did you ever take a dump made you feel like you just slept for 12 hours?
Oh, boy. I think we're going to need some more classes.
Yeah, maybe a couple more classes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yesterday, Carrie Jean-Pierre talking about she was asked a question, and the question was, what about somebody that is a drug user? Should they be able to own a gun? She instantly thought they were talking about Hunter, but the reporter didn't actually say a word about Hunter Biden.
Should someone who's a drug user be able to possess a firearm?
I'm not going to get into tit for tat on this. I'm just not going to. Go ahead.
Well, wait a second. She didn't ask anything about. All she said, should a drug? I mean, you're kind of assuming that they're talking about Hunter Biden. Just saying.
Little defensive, are we?
Just a tad bit. And Jamie Raskins, who is a representative recovering from cancer, wishing him the best of luck. And, the Democrat believes that there should be no debt ceiling. Well, I mean, why do we have a debt ceiling anyway? Well, let me explain why we have a debt limit or a debt ceiling. Is because if there was no debt limit, you guys would borrow us in. Oh, that's already happened.
Well,
I know you know the answer. You do think it
should. The Constitution already establishes a backstop against what they wanted to do. But I think, yes, having a debt ceiling statute is a threat to us because they will keep trying to careen the whole country over a cliff. But
no, there should be a debt limit. I'll say it again. I don't believe we should ever borrow money unless it's wartime, and then we should have a payback that we get out of debt. The richest country in the world, quit giving the money away and pay the damn debt off. I'm just thinking out loud. Delta Airline flight had to be diverted after an unruly passenger broke free from his restraints. Air travel is kind of dicey these days. Even terrorists are afraid to fly. I'm serious, they are. Eventually, the unruly passenger was taken down. Of course, he was a little unhinged. And it's worse than having somebody kick you in the back of the seat the whole flight. It's pretty bad. And fire crews in New Jersey have completely contained two major forest fires that prompted evacuation for the last week. Like millions of American fire crews were amazed that New Jersey actually had forests. They were like totally
right.
What the heck? Thank you. I had no idea. And Johnny Depp says that he plans to spend the next month touring with his band called the Hollywood Vampires. But then he got a hairline fracture in his ankle. He's resting and recovering. Thank you. And Marlene Clark, who played Lamont's fiance in Sanford and Son, passed away.
Oh.
She was 85 years young. No, Tom, she wasn't Aunt Esther. Thank you. Text line open 877-396-W105.
All right, texter's saying, "Oh, Tom A., how was that cheeseburger yesterday? By the way, you're welcome." What cheeseburger? No, I don't know.
I'll just keep doing the same thing I'm doing.
No, I don't remember that.
Would you like to weigh in today? Would you like to weigh in?
I think
so we can get the same results over and over.
It didn't have no batteries.
You know what that definition is, right?
Oh, no, wait. Don't have no batteries in it. I heard it make its noise when you accidentally stepped on it earlier.
Well, I would, except I still got a little ball behind my head, and that's going to affect the weight.
That's going to...
Yeah.
That fluid that's in your body that made the little lump in your head was already in your body. It didn't come from outer space.
Dude, your head's the size of a basketball, and you're worried about a little dot?
See, that was my question about putting you at second base. You know, with that big of a head, how could those kids hit a line drive and not hit you?
I mean,
you thought I'd get hit by line drives. Right now, I get hit by a guy throwing a ball from the outfield.
Oh, he was throwing the ball in?
That's what I'm saying. How is it that you didn't have the chance to turn around after he hit the ball in the outfield?
Those guys got some arms on them, and them missiles are coming.
I mean, now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They hit the ball in the outfield.
Right.
And when he throws a softball in, a boy or girl?
Guy.
How old?
Adults.
Okay. Well.
Kid's 25, I think.
Do they have tape of this? I'll pay money. I'll pay money.
I'll pay for it. I will pay for it. If anybody has the tape, I will pay for it.
So, never happened.
I'll pay for the tape.
We will make so much money on YouTube.
It will pay for it. I'll send it in the bloopers. You name it. I'll do TikTok. If anybody has the tape, please, I will pay for it.
I'll be thankful I'm okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank God you're okay. You couldn't turn your big old melon head around. 2 dead, 4 injured in Missouri in a shooting. Columbus, Missouri, investigating an early morning shooting. The kids that are dead, 16 and 17-year-olds.
Man.
And 1 dead, 6 injured, and a Chicago gunfight that happened yesterday. 42 people shot on Friday in Chicago. It's like a damn war zone in Chicago, but we're worried about Ukraine. Wow. Judges denied the reduced bond for Mario Chacon, who, of course, is accused of killing his former girlfriend. And he remains at a $3 million bond at this point. Texas police arrested 8 people allegedly involved in a smash and grab of over 50 ATMs.
Oh.
Texas police arrested 8 individuals last week allegedly burglarizing more than 50 ATM machines in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Every one of them in their mid-20s. And they would steal them and put them in the back of a pickup truck, and I guess they'd take them to a off-site location. Unemployment rate rose in May as the number of employed fell for the first time in 6 months. Of course, they didn't report that.
Right.
And low sexual satisfaction is linked to cognitive decline, according to Penn State University. They looked at the cognitive decline of 56 to 68-year-olds, and the study found that folks with ED and a decline in sexual satisfaction associated to future memory loss. So that's not a good thing. 814-877-396-W105. Be in the Breakfast Club. Boob of the day coming up with N minutes. Tom on the text. 877-396-W105.
Boy, I tell you what, you take the money away from the people and give it away. I think we need to slip in term limits in those 1,000-page bills, says one of the texters. And
I would love term limits.
I'm with you. I think 5 is enough. Rule number 1, says the texter.
5 terms?
Yep.
Wait. 5 terms?
Well, if you're a congressman, that's 10 years. And if you're a senator, that's 20 years.
All right, Tom, let's do the math.
Okay.
5 terms. Congressman stays in the office
2 years.
For how many?
2 years.
2 years.
That's 10
So
years.
that's 10 years.
Yeah.
Representative stays in the office.
Your state senator, your U.S. senators.
No, we're talking about federal.
Oh, federal. Yeah, 2 years. 2-year terms. Then you got to run.
No, they're 4 years.
No. District representatives, U.S. to run 2-year terms every 2 years.
2 year.
Yep.
And then on the other side, on the Senate.
Senate side, I believe, is 6 years.
6 years. So that would be 6 times 5. You said 5 terms. That'd be 30 years.
I said 30 years. Yeah.
No, you said 20 years. But I'm just kind of like, whoa, 30 years seems like a long. I mean, if we're going to put term limits, that just seems like.
Well, what do you think? Maybe 4 terms?
I give them 3 at the max.
Yeah, because some of those guys die in office, man. Dang.
Well, and that's the point. 30 years would be like a Nancy Pelosi, right?
Yep.
Is that too long?
Way too long. And the other one, too, what was her name? Feinstein?
Yeah. But I'm just saying 30 years is, that might be a little bit too long.
What would you give them?
I give them 3 at max.
Yeah. If you can't do the job in 3 terms, get the heck
They don't
out
have to
now.
run for 6. And I never believed this.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they get 6 years? And on the
congressional side?
The congressional side, they get 2 years.
I don't understand that.
You know what? They're on the congressional side, they're constantly running. That's
right.
all they're doing is running. So that should be a 4-year term. Well, both of them should be a 4-year term. And you get 3 terms in office.
I say let's put it to the voters.
Yeah, I think that's way too much. All right, text line, then we'll talk about the father punished for misgendering a boy in the girls' locker room. We'll get to that next.
2 terms, same as the president, period. No more career politicians. You know what?
Amen.
I agree with you on that one. Another one says term limits, I think 12 years is good. And one of the other texts says, federal is 2 years and 3-year terms. I think I would.
It's 6 years for a senator, and on the House side, it is 2 years.
Yeah. So they're never really in D.C. They're campaigning all the time.
Okay, here's why this entire subject is mute. What would it take to change
themselves?
Right. What would it take to make term limits? An act of Congress. Who gets to vote on that stuff? Congress.
I'm with you. 100%.
And his last texture B says, but you know what? That ain't never going to happen since it will never make it to a public vote, says the text.
I'm with you. Sad but true. Sad but true.
And I don't believe a president even can do that by presidential act over Congress. So,
well, at some point, they forget that they work for us. That's what this is all about. Looks like a teenage girl and her father who were published for misgendering a biological boy in the girls' locker room recently scored a victory in court. Blake Allen, a 15-year-old student athlete, was suspended last year for speaking out about being made uncomfortable by a male student allowed in the girls' volleyball locker room. The male student identified as a transgender. Allen, then 14, was accused of harassing a male student after expressing her unhappiness to a fellow classmate. The girl's father, Travis Allen, was fired from his position as a middle school soccer coach. That's why he was in the girls' locker room, for defending his daughter. Recent settlement in the case, he lost his job. He just got paid $125,000 in the case. No girl wants boys in the locker rooms. I have no problem with fathers defending their little girls, especially if they're 14 and 15 years of age. And the FBI possesses a document from an interview the FBI conducted with an informant, which allegedly details the arrangement involving an exchange of money for policy decisions between now Joe Biden, who was vice president at that time, and a foreign national. After weeks of stonewalling Congress, FBI Director Christopher Wray finally agreed to allow members of Congress to view the unclassified document on Monday. House Oversight Committee spokesperson told CNN that the committee will get to look at the document today. Just because you're in the FBI doesn't mean you're ahead of Congress. And maybe it's time that they give Christopher Wray a wake-up call. Mm-hmm. Just thinking out loud. Christopher Wray works for We the People, and it begins, Congress is our representatives. So maybe they need to take care of that. 8:20, we'll take a break in just a second, Tom.
All right, 12 years says this one texter for both representatives and senators serving in Congress. You know, if they can't become multimillionaires in 12 years, perhaps they're just too dumb to serve.
AOC has done it in just, what, 2, 3?
2 terms, yeah. Pretty smart. I think she's pretty smart. And,
AOC is pretty smart.
Well, you know, she went from a bartender to a representative. That's what I'm saying. She did something smart. You know what? I've seen Tom call ball games, says this texter. I mean, it was probably on purpose. Laugh out loud. No, I could have gotten up. I was ready to go, but they won't sit down and be good. And Mark from Roswell. Mark, how you doing this morning, buddy? Quit being a sissy and get out the scales, you little liar, says the texter. They ain't got no batteries.
Scale. He burned up the damn scale. All right, on the way, 82% of consumers say they won't return to a business that gives them bad vibes. We'll dive into that. New Mexico judge temporarily halts the Eunice abortion law. I'll dive into that. Tom, do your homework on that. And Hawaii governor signed legislation on Friday. Gun control. If you want to carry a concealed carry and for self-defense, I'll tell you what he did on Friday. Postal workers revealed a worst state for dog bites. And Mark Hamill says that he's pretty much done. And Tim Scott asserted what are the biggest threats to the left, the radical left. We'll get to that. And a liquor store clerk and lender, Texas. Yeah, he was being robbed. We'll tell you about that story coming up next. That's close to Dallas, by the way. 822, taking a break, keep you updated with everything going on this morning. News being brought to you by our buddies at, if you're running low on fuel, they're right there on, right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road, Twin Wells Fuel Station. Exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. Yeah, and you'll see them. Large facility, open to the public. You know, we've been getting that afternoon rain. If you got to fill up, they're covered. Yeah, huge facility. They sell unleaded green diesel, red diesel, DEF value, and more. And they do accept all fleet cards, debit cards, and credit cards. Find out more information today. Twin Wells Fuel Station, right off 128 on Buck Jackson Road. We're coming back. First, though, let's qualify folks for cash news coming up next. We're W105.
Pop's Power Washing in Lovington presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. And I want it now.
Call in now to win. MTD Radio News. I'm Joe Miller. An 18-year-old Loving man allegedly drunk when he killed a bicycle rider in a crash May 27th in Carlsbad. Police say Isaiah Grabala was driving in the 1200 block of West Church Street when he struck 63-year-old David McClaskey, who was on a bike. McClaskey found on Church Street, sent to Carlsbad Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. Witnesses at the scene told police the person who struck McClaskey initially left the scene of the accident and was on Richard Street. They continue to investigate. Well, sales of medical and recreational cannabis in northern Eddy County could grow in the coming months if the Eddy County Board of County Commissioners approves 3 variances for cannabis establishments. Commissioners will hold 3 public hearings this month at the Commission chambers in Carlsbad to hear variance requests from businesses who propose to open north of Artesia city limits in unincorporated areas that will fall within the jurisdictions of Eddy County. All 3 businesses are to close residential areas in the Artesia area, meaning variances are needed. Artesia has 1 cannabis retailer in the city limits. Pecos Valley Production, based in Roswell, opened the location in September of last year at the former Chaos Cafe on 1st Street. The Pecos Valley Drug Task Force said it is again searching for a Carlsbad man who was allegedly in possession of over 16,000 fentanyl pills he intended to traffic. A warrant was issued for David Hines in connection with suspected drug trafficking when a March 20th search of his home on Western Way Road in Carlsbad led to confiscation of thousands of fentanyl pills inside the home and buried in the backyard. Agents were there to rearrest Haynes, who in August of last year was charged with trafficking, a charge related to a July 2022 investigation in which he was found in possession of fentanyl. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Wilbanks Trucking Services is seeking dedicated, responsible, and committed professionals to join their team. CDL positions that pay starting at $25 to $33 depending on experience. Riggers starting at $20 per hour. Wilbanks Trucking also needs owner-operators. Wilbanks Trucking Service offers comprehensive training and excellent benefits, including medical, dental, and vision, 401k, and housing for out-of-town employees. To join the leaders in oil field services, call 575-746-6318 or visit wilbanks.us for more information on career opportunities. Wilbanks Trucking Services is an equal opportunity employer.
United Way brings to Lee County Turfs. Teams United Rep and Field Sports presents their 3-on-3 wheelchair basketball tournament on June 24th in Hobbs. This event will be free to the public, and if you want to register a team, you still have time. Team check-in will be at 8 a.m. at the Core, and gameplay starts at 9. Contact Marcus at the United Way of Hobbs, 575-964-3040. The Turfs 3-on-3 basketball tournament is being brought to you by the United Way of Lee County, the Core, the City of Hobbs, and the J.F. Maddox Foundation. Again, to register your team, call Marcus at the United Way, 575-964-3040.
New Mexico Junior College Foundation is hosting its 23rd annual golf tournament on Saturday, June 10th at 8 a.m. If you are interested in participating, the tournament is a 2-person scramble with a limit of 60 teams. Cost is $250 per team. We are also accepting sponsorships to help NMJC students with work study, program assistance, and scholarships. You can register for the 23rd annual New Mexico Junior College Foundation Golf Tournament or become a sponsor by calling 575-492-2785. That's 575-492-2785.
Rio Grace Landscaping of Lovington is open for business at their new location, just north of Lovington on the Tatum Highway at 4 Crockett Road. You can find fruit, shade, and flowering trees as well as hydrangea, roses, lavender, and so much more. Find your fire pits and hot tubs all proudly made in the USA. Open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday and on Sunday by appointment. Call the landscape experts today at 575-396-7464. Rio Grace Landscaping, your ultimate service garden center and landscape professionals.
Platinum Auto Service of Carlsbad is under new ownership. They offer preventative maintenance, diagnostics, and fleets are welcome. Right now, there's short wait time and fast service on brakes, tires, AC service, alignments, lift kits, and more. Stop by and meet the friendly staff today and get back on the road. Call 575-689-6900. Platinum Auto Services, 606 South Canal, Carlsbad.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients, and do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Get a great job in the oil field. Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers is hiring for several different positions. They're always looking for CDL drivers, and they have a need right now for diesel mechanics as well. Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers also urgently needs experienced cement bulk plant operators. At Spinnaker, you'll receive an excellent salary and one of the best benefit programs in the industry. To apply, text Oilfield to 63566 or visit greatoilfieldjobs.com. Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers is an equal opportunity and drug-free employer.
It's time to renew New Mexico. If you have Medicaid or SNAP, you must renew to keep your benefits. If you have moved, update your contact information at yes.state.nm.us or call 1-800-283-4465. You will be mailed a turquoise envelope when it is time to renew. Your Medicaid and SNAP benefits are very important. To learn more, go to renew.hsd.nm.gov and renew New Mexico.
Ladies, is your eyesight causing frustration every morning while applying makeup? Are you holding a cheap, distorted mirror up to the window trying your best to see? At Last, there's a better way. At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. Men, this is for you too. Sharpen up your mustache, goatee, or beard because ladies love a well-groomed man. Local inventor Rebecca Long spent 5 years researching and designing the At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. It has rechargeable LED lighting, 1, 5, and 10 times magnification mirrors, all in one for home and travel use. It comes with a USB charging cord, travel case, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and 1-year limited warranty. This is a must-see, so drop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs today for a free demonstration. Order online at AtLastMakeupMirror.com or call 575-631-3189 today.
and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Facebook live video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Any questions?
No. 8:31. We are on the Breakfast Club Morning Show this morning, being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation. They've got ready-mix concrete at Chance Materials. Awesome service and the lowest possible price always. Give them a call, 575-363-3240. Go to chancematerials.com, chancematerials.com. Plants in Roswell and Carlsbad, they're there to serve you. 575-363-3240. Number one movie at the box office over the weekend. Tom, what movie do you think?
I would say it was The Fish Girl.
The Fish Girl.
Yeah.
You talking about Ariel?
The Little Fish Girl, yeah.
Yeah. Little Mermaid?
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't? Wow.
Spider-Man. America Across the Spider-Verse made $120.5 million at the box office over the weekend. It was pretty amazing. And, so if you're going to go ahead. In the movie, it looks like somebody's drinking a Bud Light. I'm glad somebody is, because nobody else is. And yesterday's Iran superior leader demanded the recent anti-government protests in his country, saying they were all thugs and villains. By the way, he called it insurrection. No, I'm making that part up. He didn't call it insurrection, but handled the rest pretty much the same. And new sports league out there is called Expose Sports. Sports spelt with a Z at the end. Expose Sports. That will feature Instagram and OnlyFans models, and there'll be topless matches. And they'll be playing different type of sports like boxing, basketball, volleyball, and
Ain't gonna work.
Yeah, pretty much every sport. Lots of bouncing, and I made that part up, but I'm just thinking. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson returning to Fast and the Furious franchise after burying the hatchet with Vin Diesel. So they're coming back. Of course, The Rock played AKA Luke Holmes. Mm-hmm. And I just got to say, how many times can we make Fast and Furious again?
Please, no
You
more.
got to take in some great movies and turn them into a pile of poo. Seriously, it's not good. It's not good. Miami beat Denver yesterday.
Yes.
And
you ready for this?
You're going for the Heat?
Yeah. Murray dropped a 3 at the end of the ball game.
I'm going for Jokic, 41 points, 11 rebounds. The guy's got to be the best basketball player in the NBA.
But he's not invincible, as we saw yesterday.
He scored 41 damn points, Tom.
But
and had
who won this stinking game? Miami.
I'm sorry. It's not a one-man sport. And so it's tied up 1-1 now.
Right. Going to Miami for games 3, 4, and 5.
So I think they come back, but that's just me. Yeah. But that just proves that you know nothing about sports again. Thank you. Okay. 82% of consumers wouldn't return to a business that gives off a bad vibe. 82%. Well, I'm not going back. I mean, why would I go back? You give me off a bad vibe. I'm not. Why am I going back? And SEC business meetings going on in Destin, Florida. They've decided to go to 8 conference games. 8 conference games. Everybody pretty much signed off on it. LSU, Georgia, A&M. The only folks that didn't sign off, Nick Saban in Alabama and a couple other schools. They don't want to play. They want to keep the cupcake schedule.
Yes.
Sorry, Nick. You're coming to your end of your term anyway. And by the way, I think you're about to get knocked off the throne again. 5th Judicial District Judge Lee Kirksey temporarily halted the lawsuit filed by City of Eunice regarding the state's newly passed HB 7, which attempts to give the authority back to local government when it comes to abortion. So the judge temporarily halts that abortion lawsuit at this point. We'll have to wait and see. And Hawaii's Governor Josh Green, Democrats signed legislation on Friday to prohibit concealed carry for self-defense in movie theaters, on beaches, and in stadiums, and numerous other places. I don't know why you're excluding on a beach. I don't know if you just saw that shooting on the beach in Florida. I'm just saying, in movie theaters, have there been any bad guys that go in the movie theaters with guns? I think they have. Guns aren't bad. Guns could be your best friend. Guns can save the day. I think you've had too many lays on you, and it's cut off the oxygen to your brain. Text line open. We'll talk about the U.S. Postal Service revealing the roughest place for mail carriers and dog bites. We'll get to that. 8:37, we're being the Breakfast Club.
Oh, this one texter saying, your news guy needs to be corrected. It's Pecos, not Pecos. Laugh out loud, says the texter. I'll give him a call. Hey, by the way, texter says, I know there's got to be a parent out there with a video on Tom getting hit for sure. Now, it was an adult league game, not a kids game.
Well, that's more so. I will pay for it if anybody has it.
Yeah. I want to see how it felt, too, because I haven't been able to remember that whole play.
Maybe it was the same fall like you did in the studio. And then you went down on one knee. Not really a fall, but it was more of a kneer.
I don't know, but Russ can testify something was wrong with me that morning. Right, Russ?
Tom, something's been wrong with you for a long time, brother.
And from the text line, OAC didn't do anything smart. She did something naked. At the end, I guess. That is smart. I guess that's what's smart since she's loaded now. I'd have to say, girls have to, to get that position, they have to get in another position, and at least her list is distinguished. But,
I'm not going to say that. The way they made part of their money, her boyfriend is also works on her team, and they have taken money from campaign finance and given it to him. So they have both made a ton of money. Supposedly, she's going to get a master's degree. Mm-hmm. We'll have to wait and see. Carry on, Tom.
All right. So quit being a sissy and get on that skill. All right. I got the skill out. The rest of you come on over here and testify.
Okay.
All right. Okay, while you're doing that, I am going to go ahead and read a story because you take forever because you're a drama queen. U.S. Postal Service goes into details about the worst place for dog bites. What state? By the way, 5,300 postal workers bitten by dogs while on the job last year. And Texas came in number 2. California came in number 1. New York State, number 3. And worst cities, Los Angeles. Dallas came in at number 2 when we look at cities. And postal workers delivering mail in Colorado actually mauled by a dog, and that postal worker actually died later on. All right, what's the verdict?
289.7. 290 pounds. Now, what was it?
280?
294.
No.
No, it was 280 here just a couple of weeks back when you was bragging on being 280. So you managed to gain 9 pounds in the last couple of weeks. 9 pounds.
Congratulations.
9 pounds in 2 weeks.
That's muscle, though, right?
Way to go. That's all that working out you've been doing. Way to go.
Stop. I want you to say, I'm not on a diet. I'm not trying. I would accept that.
This is too mean.
I'm not doing it for the damn kids. I'm not doing it for Will. I'm not doing it for myself. I ain't doing a damn thing. I would totally accept that.
What are you saying, Russ?
Just
man up for once in your life.
He's right. Just embrace it. Just embrace it.
Just say
to
I'm
the
not
world, I don't give a crap anymore, and just.
I will accept that. I will accept it 100%. Man up.
That's
Just
muscle.
say I'm not doing it for anybody.
That's muscle.
That's all that. It's 9 pounds of muscle that you put on from all the activity that you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure it's muscle. Mark Hamill says that he's ready to retire from Luke Skywalker. He said, I had my time. He's 71 years old. Yes, you have had your time. Probably time for you to move on. And presidential candidate Tim Scott, who will be on The View today, asserted yesterday that he is the biggest threat to the radical left, a conservative black man. Speaking in Iowa at the Iowa State Fair on Saturday, Tim Scott said, yes, I am the biggest threat to the radical left. Number one, I came from where they like Joy Behar. Oh, he doesn't know racism. He doesn't know anything about being black, even though he's a black guy that grew up in South Carolina. Wow.
Said by the rich white Jewish lady.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Liquor store clerk and Leander, 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 Texas, shot and fatally wounded a 22-year-old man who was stealing alcohol on Wednesday. Fort Worth, Star Times, Telegraph, reported police were called about a theft at the store. Then it confronted a confrontation between the store clerk and one of the 3 thieves that were robbing the store. Shots were fired. 22-year-old Johnny Cabrera struck by the clerk's gunfire. Austin's Fox 7 noted that police found him about a mile and a half from the store suffering from that gunshot wound, transported to the hospital. Liquor store clerk has not been charged at this time. Wait for it. By the way, his mother is upset. Yeah, the 22-year-old thief, his mother's upset, saying he was really sweet and he loved helping people. Sound like he was very sweet when he broke in and he's robbing the store. Oh, he's such Portecito mijo. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Portecito. This is the problem with people. He was a sweet boy. I don't know why anybody would shoot him. He was so sweet. Yes, he was just a sweet boy.
He's just trying to do what was right.
I mean, he was just trying to get ahead.
Right.
It's what was that scene from the movie The Replacements? You remember that? It was allegedly, because a good Christian boy like you would never do nothing like that.
Nothing. All right, we got to get to the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine, Anesthetics, medical professionals on staff. Get in touch with them today. They offer functional medicine. I actually got the wife talked in. When we get back, I'm doing the deep dive into the blood work. They've got their own lab at Desert Functional. She's going to do it too. This woman has never had blood drawn ever in her lifetime, ever. And I'm hoping that she doesn't have diabetes, but I'm seeing the beginning of what could be maybe. And by the way, diabetes runs rampant in the Philippines. So she's going to get the deep dive into and check out all her blood work. They can do that at Desert Functional. And in fact, before they do like hormonal optimization, they require you to get your blood work done so they can find out exactly what the heck is going on with you. 3900 North Lovington Highway, Hobbs, America. Follow them on Facebook or thedesertfma.com. Stem cell therapy, ozone therapy. I get the ozone therapy in my knees and my back, and believe me, I'm starting to feel it as the ozone therapy starts to wear off. It's been 8 months for me, which is a long time. Usually I go back at the end of 6 months. They can do all of that. Living in pain, having problem with your hormones, go check them out today. 3900 North Lovington Highway, proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
You know, I guess you could say she did clear one case as an investigator, a security guard, but it was her own. A fugitive wanted for fraud was busted when she walked into the New Jersey Sheriff's Office and asked to be hired by the police. Zamina Johnson, 27, a former postal worker in New Jersey, was on the run from a crime when she applied at the Hudson County Sheriff's Office. She sent paperwork to be a security guard and law enforcement officer, and she was called into station under the guise of a job interview and was arrested Tuesday. When she walked in to take her job interview as a police officer, they also discovered she had 2 stolen credit cards in her purse.
Wow.
So they also charged her with credit card theft. And the mugshot that I have, ironically, doesn't show her in a police uniform. So there you go. Zawina, you're a boob of the day.
Keep up the good work. Maybe next time. Who knows? All right, Tom, wrap up the text, 847.
Bill from Lovington, 10-4, Tommy. Table muscle, says the texter. Hey, J-Dub from Hobbs says, you do pull-ups every day, don't you, Tom? Pulling up to the buffet, buddy. And B, Tom is on a see-good diet. He sees the food, he eats it.
I'm sure they meant seafood diet. You see food and you eat it.
Yeah, he said see-good. Oh, you're right. Maybe that was an answer.
Yeah.
And postmen need to carry taser guns, says another texter.
Oh, in California, you can't have no taser gun.
I wanted to read the meanest text I've seen all morning.
Go ahead.
To go back to the bill about not being to carry in a movie theater. It says that don't tell Abraham Lincoln about banning concealed arms in the movie theater. I think he'd be. He really went there, dude. I mean.
Damn.
Poor honest Abe. Thanks for being honest this morning.
That was too mean not to read them.
By the way, Tom's got to feel like a Chevrolet, like a rock. Says the
yes, that's muscle. Tell us about your workout regime.
Okay. My workout regime, I go to Hobbs, go swim. And
Don't tell about the buffet.
Well, there's no buffets around here, B, that are good.
Sure. Whatever.
So, yeah, that's it. I don't do nothing else but swim.
Which pool do you use? Do you go to the core?
I ask you this much.
Do you use the big one, or do you get in the kids' pool with the lazy river?
Oh, well, both of them. The lazy river.
Sure.
I know what he's doing now.
Yeah, he's on the damn raft.
You're getting on the inner tube and floating around the lazy river. That's what you're
Gets a free
doing.
bath.
There you go. Get the free bath. There you go.
Dude, I'm just gonna lay it out. During our breaks, so far tonight, I've done the vertical push-ups on our banners.
Okay.
And I've done 120 push-ups so far tonight. And then I'll do another 40 to wrap it up. I do curls, light weights. I do as many exercises as I possibly can. Dude, if walking is not getting the job done, maybe you need to move on to something else.
Swimming.
Maybe you're not burning calories. Maybe you're not building muscle. I'm just saying, you keep doing the same thing and having the same results.
Well, because the proof has been in the pudding. I did that. And I lost 218
there's
pounds.
way too much damn pudding. I'm just saying, there's way too much pudding.
See, I don't work out. I work. I have some, I have chores. I do that type of work, a lot of that work. But I don't take it. I'm 61 years old, going to be 62 coming up pretty quickly. And I don't take any medications. I'm in good health, but I don't work out. I don't work out. Matter of fact, I'm so against working out that if you see me running, tackle the guy behind me because he's chasing me. That's the only reason I'm going to be running.
I'm not a runner. I will walk and I will do some weights because that's the best way to tone up.
You don't get pulled.
Tom,
You don't
I'm
get
just
pulled.
saying, if it doesn't work, give up on it, move on.
Yeah. I went from 423 to 282.
Tom, we don't care about yesterday. All we care about is today and tomorrow.
So I know I can do it.
I knew you went from 4 something to 4 something, but you went from 185. You went from 100. No, it was, to be fair, it was 185. You went from 285 to, what was it a while ago?
289.
289. So,
all I can say is just keep up the good work.
So it's only 4.5 pounds.
Right.
Yeah, don't change anything.
Only
That's
4.5 pounds.
Yeah, that's the best advice I can give you. Don't change anything. Good news coming up next. We're going to qualify folks for cash. We're B and the Breakfast Club. News this morning being brought to you by your Mountain Getaway, talking about Camp of the Tall Pines, beautiful Mayhill, New Mexico. Scott and Jamie Miller, very anxious to show you all the improvements they've made. They've got the cozy cabins and more of them now because they've added more cozy cabins. In fact, they're adding more as we speak. They've got additional RV hookups and the glamping tents. Want the experience like you're camping out, except you've got all the enjoyable things, you can get that with glamping tents. Yeah. I mean, it feels like you're outside, but you're not actually, outside, which is pretty cool. If you're not somebody that wants to be outside, well, they can handle that. By the way, they can handle big groups, small groups, all the amenities, RV hookups, cozy cabins. They've got low ropes, high ropes, mountain biking, disc golf, and more. Their number 575-687-4101. Follow them on Facebook or go to the website camptallpines.com. Qualifying folks coming back. Look at news and more. Be in the Breakfast Club with W105.
Pop's Power Washing in Lovington presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. And I want it now.
Call in now to win Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The top Democrat and Republican on the House Oversight Committee today get a look at an FBI document about an accusation against the Biden family.
House Republicans have been making some big accusations for months about Biden family corruption, and now they're trying to prove it. They got a tip that the FBI got a tip several years ago alleging a conspiracy where Joe Biden would get millions of dollars from a foreign national in exchange for making policy decisions that the foreign national wanted.
Fox's Peter Ducey. The price of oil is up with production cuts announced.
Saudi Arabia says it's cutting its global oil supply by 1 million barrels per day. It starts in July. This comes as other OPEC producers are preparing to meet in Vienna this week to extended earlier production cuts into next year.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. Stocks start the day and the week on this Monday morning basically flat. America's listening to Fox News.
American Oil and Natural Gas provides a reliable energy solution, powers our economy, and ensures energy independence over foreign sources. As one of the country's leading producers, Coterra Energy has a responsibility to help meet these needs. They're growing their team and bringing on new team members who are passionate about energy and making a difference in the Permian Basin. New team members receive a sign-on bonus and have access to an incredible benefits package. To apply, text Coterra to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle vinyl graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun. From coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti Ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics and rest assured whatever they printed on, your logo will look awesome.
Introducing the new My Plan from Verizon. With My Plan, you pick only the perks you want and save on every one. So you get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. And today, get the amazing iPhone 14 Pro on us when you switch with Select Trade-In and Unlimited Plus. Get iPhone 14 Pro with My Plan at your Verizon store today. It's your Verizon. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line required. $200 Verizon e-gift card sent within 8 weeks with Ported. Less up to $800 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Trade-in conditions and additional terms apply.
See what hit blockbusters are streaming free during Popcorn Summer Movies on Pluto TV. Watch the first 4 Indiana Jones movies, or Minari and Maid of Honor. Plus, Pluto TV has hundreds of channels with thousands more movies, available on live and on demand. Download Pluto TV on all your favorite devices for free. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug, get it!
But the chances of actually hitting it
Over there!
are statistically
It's still alive.
unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants, like lemongrass and geraniol, and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. Stem, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on essential accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Why are families driving from West Texas, Hobbs, Jowett, Eunice, all over southeastern New Mexico to shop at Bob's Ridgeway? Is it the everyday low prices, the most locally grown farm fresh produce? Is it the hand-selected and cut meats, the hundreds of weekly specials, the clean, friendly shopping environment? Or is it just the fact that that's where for over 50 years your grocery dollar has always gone farther? It's all of these. It's Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where your grocery dollar goes farther.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Well, southeast New Mexico beginning to look a little green and lush after a couple of weeks of rain, showers, and thunderstorms. That will continue today with Roswell at 82 degrees and Carlsbad, Artesia 85 down to 85 corridor. 30% chance for thunderstorms. 30% chance for thunderstorms at our radio studios in Lovington. Lovington temperatures tomorrow will go for a high temperature of 80 degrees with a 30% chance for thunderstorms. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Don Alberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Tell you what, it's easy to swear at you.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Facebook live video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Are you guys having fun? B and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105. Thank God.
Morning show this morning being brought to you by District 61 State Representative Randy Pettigrew, reminding you that he fights for our rights in southeast New Mexico, fights for our values, and boy, I tell you what, this administration, our rights and our values have been the crosshairs of Michelle Lujan Gresham's administration, along with the Democrats. Not all of them, because without their help, we'd have 5 new gun legislations. Without several of the Democrats walking across the party line and voting with Republicans, we'd have 5 new gun legislations that were signed into law. So Randy works with all to try to get things to where battles are not passed, and they've been very, very successful. If you need help dealing with the state, from getting your driver's license to maybe it's some regulatory issues, get in touch with Randy, randallpettigrew.com. Speaking of Randy, Tom, I told you that if you could please get Randy lined up to come on with us. What's going on?
I've been trying to text him, so hopefully he'll get here in a moment.
Oh, he's coming in?
No, hopefully we'll get him here in a moment. Either on the phone or somewhere.
I asked during the 7 o'clock hour, we're about to run out of time.
Yeah, well. He's the state.
When are you going on vacation?
Representative.
When are you going on vacation?
Next Wednesday.
God bless. It can't come soon enough. Now, can you get him on the phone for us?
Well, let me try again. So when you going on vacation, like as soon as you get here, see, that ain't fair.
My God. It's like dealing with a Democrat. I'm serious. It really is. It's worse than dealing with a Democrat. It's dealing with Biden and Fetterman every damn day.
Are those guys in office too?
Can you try to get him on the phone so we can talk about this legislation and what we can do to reverse the course? 2 hours. 2 hours. Do something. Please.
During the break, by the way, I'm so impressed that you come back and we're not out of breath. I started to put you on camera, but the door was open. I thought something weird would happen, like your wife walking by naked or something, so I didn't. But you were bombing the weights. I watched you do reverse flies and shoulder push-up, lateral press. That's what I was trying to think of.
There is no quit in me.
You're bombing the weights during the break and me come in. I'd be all out of breath and stuff. So
that's why I came in and sat down for a second before we start. So Randy Pettigrew will be on with us in a second if Tom can actually do something.
Tom is trying to pull it off right now.
I mean, it's only 2 hours. I mean, what the heck? Tara Reid says the remaining unmarried and childless has hurt her career. I'm kind of confused because Tara Reid actually had a career. You know what hurt her career? Performing in Sharknado. That probably hurt her career.
That did it in right there.
I mean, that was probably it. 30-year fixed mortgage rate, 6.79% last week, the highest it's been since November. And Grey's Anatomy star Kevin McKidd and Station 19 actress Danielle Suave are apparently an item. I have no idea who they are, so it really doesn't matter. Rapper, actor Tupac Shakur expected to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's going to happen Wednesday.
All right, B, we got Randy.
We got Randy. All right. Oh, wait. Where's my applaud? Can I get an applaud? All right. Can we get him a trophy? Can we get Tom a trophy for pulling it off after 2 hours of begging? So,
Randy, Mr. Pettigrew, are you on the phone with this, sir? Wait a second.
Now, Randy, I told you at 7 we'd call. I asked Tom if he could get that done, and here we are, 9 o'clock. It's like dealing with a Santa Fe liberal. I'm just saying,
it's better
every day dealing with Tom.
Well, hey, good news is we got it done.
Yeah, we got it. We got it done. So yesterday, I see the national press picked up the story about the several bills that the governor signed into law. Too bad they didn't pick that up, like, I don't know, back when, maybe national attention could have got something done. But I doubt it, because they were going to do what they were going to do no matter what. So tell us about, and maybe there's a way to repeal this if I'm not. There's a petition going on right now?
There is a petition going on. If I remember correctly, it takes 25% of the voters from the last election to actually repeal it. I don't know where that petition is at. I think it's a Better New Mexico group is trying to do that.
Yeah, Better Together New Mexico. So if you go to Better Together New Mexico, at the bottom there is a link to getting that done. So I think they need 440. Deadline is June 16th, so you ain't got much time.
Yeah, exactly, and it's a group tried to do something similar on legislation in the 2 years ago as well, and I wish them the best. I hope that we're able to do that. The reality is, in my opinion, is we need to get our constituents out to vote, and we need to change the political party structure in Santa Fe, and we can repeal this stuff.
Right. So the law pretty much tells teachers and nurses that they cannot convey information to parents about their own kid. How's that going to work?
It's a privacy deal, and it creates a huge problem, Kevin. And when I've talked with different organizations since the session, I put it this way: this whole session was about preemption and with the state of New Mexico preempting laws within local areas, and they've worked very hard over the last several years to take the words moral turpitude out of our statutes and replace it with meaningless words that really don't meet the values of our community. And so this one very specifically drills down to the kids, and what they're pushing is an evil way of life to destroy the family. And it's, in my opinion, it's a problem. It's a direct attack against God as well. And
Randy, in one part of the bill, it talks about critical care, that if you deny a child I guess puberty blockers is critical care. I don't know. I always think about life-saving measures when we discuss critical care. Critical care is not puberty blockers. They're not going to die without getting puberty blockers.
You know, you and I agree with that. You and I are 100% on the same track with that. But the way they look at this is because of, and I'm not saying their philosophy is right. I'm just telling you their perspective, right. And the arguments is that if they don't do this, the mental stability of that child is at risk, and therefore it becomes critical care.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and that's where it goes to, and that's where it drills down. I think it, and you know, you do the news 5 days a week online, and so here's the thing. You know, 90% of the mass murders that have happened within the last couple of years have been performed by somebody that falls within that category of LGBTQI, all that stuff.
Right.
And
yeah,
and so
I believe that. I mean, I see it and just going, well, what do they all have in common?
And so we're here at this stage with this. I can tell you that this isn't going to be an issue in Lee County. It's going to become, it's going to be issues in Doñana and Albuquerque and Santa Fe. The rural communities aren't going to cave into this thing.
I would hope not. I would definitely hope not. So
the emphasis behind this bill is that a child has the ability to make these decisions without their parental rights.
Yeah.
So by the statute that was signed by the governor, we've now given the child the ability to make this decision. So I'm working with some families here on a power of attorney where the parents can actually have the child sign the power of attorney back over to the parents and give up that right until the age of 18. Because our statute has actually given that child the ability to make those decisions, so therefore the child can give that ability back up. And that's a way that the parents can at least protect their child with respect to that. It just frustrates me because at the same time they're passing that bill and a couple of other bills, they're passing a bill that removes the life sentence from a child of the age of 14 to 17, that if they commit multiple murders, first-degree aggressive murders, aggravated murders, they can no longer receive the death penalty. And the liberal argument on that is that the child's not able to process killing a person. And so they don't have the mental capacity to process to kill a person. But from the age of 10 to the age of 18, they have the mental capacity to make a life-changing decision of changing their sex. I don't get the argument. I don't get
now. A sex change operation costs about $400,000.
Yes.
Who pays for this? I mean, if the parents aren't okaying it, who pays for it?
The state of New Mexico pays for it, and 44% of the population that is working in the state of New Mexico pays for it through their tax dollars. Medicare, Medicaid.
Now, how does the state, Randy, last week we were talking about, they want to cut back oil and gas drilling in the state. And we know how much oil and gas means to the state. I mean, a budget number, what is it? Last week they came up with the number. Was it 45%, if it serves me correct? Is that, am I close?
The latest LSC report is 50% of the budget came from, the excess budget from 2022 came from oil and gas. Extracted minerals, sorry.
Right. So how do we survive if they're going to roll back drilling in the state?
Well, our colleagues on the left side of the aisle have this one all figured out, Kevin. So as oil and gas production starts tailing off between 2030 and 2032, the trusts that have been built legacy trust, the permanent fund, the early childhood education, and there's a handful of others, will have generated so much cash in the bank that as you look at a finance line and it graphs and it peaks somewhere around 2030, 2032, and then starts diving down, the income from these trusts will start going up, and it'll just be a flat bar across the top, and we'll live off of our savings accounts for the next 15 years.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I believe that. I've seen trust fund babies that actually, in like 5 years they're out of money. So I believe that. Just give them the money and they'll, yeah. It's just like the debt ceiling when they're saying there shouldn't be a limit on the debt ceiling. We should be able to borrow whatever amount. And I'm going, yeah, that sounds like a great plan. On the national side.
I read something last night that I thought was funny. The U.S. government had, I don't know how many trillions of dollars in debt, but yet they require us to have a credit score.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, most states are held to a balanced budget, except the federal government can't hold themselves to a balanced budget.
Yeah, that stopped back in the 80s, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we do have to hold a balanced budget, and this goes deeper to me. I wrote a letter 2 or 3 weeks ago to our New Mexico congressional delegation, our 2 senators and 3 congresswomen, and on the BRICS alliance, which is Brazil, Russia, Asia, China, and Saudi Arabia. In August, they're having a new membership meeting. Right now, BRICS controls 24% of the world GDP and over 40% of the world population. And their goal is to get rid of the U.S. and get rid of the U.S. dollar. So if we're going to do that, we should, as the United States, stop funding philanthropy, any type of funding whatsoever to any BRICS nation whatsoever.
I agree. And we lose our favored nation status. We are in, and I mean, look, this is being pushed and has been pushed for a long, long time. And if we lose it, I'm seeing the Philippine peso lose the dollar's being devalued as we speak. And, I can expect much more of that coming in the next probably year or so. And Randy, how is the stock market so high? I really don't get it.
Well, the stock market feeds off of whether or not we're going to continue borrowing and we're going to continue spending at the level that we have. And the agreement was just made to extend our debt limit, so the stock market's back up, and it's happy because those people are going to continue to make money off of those decisions. There is a day of reckoning coming. And the thing is what my dad went through in the Great Depression, if we continue down the road that we're going, it's going to be compared to what we're going to go through if oil and gas starts being traded on the yuan instead of on the U.S. dollar. And our value, the value of our dollar will be less than the Philippine peso, will be almost worthless.
Yep. And Japan is supposedly our ally. And so any country that doesn't give us the same treatment back, we shouldn't give it. The problem with that, though, is we lose all our bases, and then China has no problem. I don't think China will ever go to Japan. Chinese don't like Japan, and Japan doesn't like China. So we'll wait and see how that all plays out. But we got a lot of things to fix for sure.
We do, and the reality is we need to take care of our own country. If we go back before this president, and we look what our previous president Trump did, he equated things across the globe and made our tariffs equal or got rid of tariffs, and trade was moving. The U.S. was stronger than it had ever been, and this is all the way back before Clinton and Bush. And so, but look, it takes 4 years, less than 4 years for one president to turn that around and put us back in a position of begging instead of a position of power.
Yep. So I am hoping and praying that we can change the course in 2024. Most important thing, we all got to get out and vote. If we don't get out and vote, then, we're not going to win. And if conservatives don't win, that's 4 more years of Biden. I have a story today that guess who could be Biden's? He might change course with Kamala Harris.
Right.
Barack Obama as vice president. Yes, that could happen.
That's
I read
scary.
I read that story today, and I went, I've never thought about that. Barack Obama as vice president.
Well, that just that's scary. I mean, I really can't imagine a person being in the president's office that is more is worse than the current one that we have, and is less of a statesperson than the one that we have. I mean, what was it she said a couple of weeks ago? Tomorrow is today, but today is tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Oh my Lord! Yeah. And she has said that over and over and over. I mean, she's used that one line so many times. It's like, oh my dear sweet baby Jesus, help me here. Here is the story. Biden's 2024 Hail Mary naming Barack Obama to be his running mate.
Uh-oh.
And this story was updated. It was yesterday. It was published. Said Joe Biden stumbling across the finish line at the Air Force Academy, making Barack Obama his running mate instead of Kamala Harris in 2024 could fix all of this. And I thought, oh, wow. Now, we've heard Michelle Obama running as a vice presidential running mate, but never Barack. And I was just like, wow, this could be a Hail Mary. That could be a Hail Mary.
Yeah, that would be nerve-wracking if we went through that.
Yeah.
And especially considering Biden's health, that would mean the next in line would give put Barack Obama back in president. That would be scary.
Yeah, that would be very, very scary for sure. So I also saw the New Mexico Film Office is celebrating their expanded film incentive. So that will save the day. The film industry and the green energy will save the day for us.
No, the film industry costs us more than we make, and
exactly.
And we. The thing about sitting on House Appropriations this year opened my eyes to some things. We have 31 major agencies, 156 departments in the state of New Mexico. Michelle Lujan Grisham just created another major agency on her own by executive order a week and a half ago.
Unbelievable.
But they look at, when they run budgets, they run budgets based off of revenue. It is a spending budget, but they call it revenue. And so when we talk about the film industry, we don't talk about all the subsidies that we give in the tax House Bill 547. And we don't talk about all the subsidies that we give down here. We just talk about what they bring in. The expense that we go through, what we've done through a multitude of departments that's so spread out that takes an actuary to go figure out all the expenses that we have across these 156 departments to support the film industry. They show it all as money coming in the bank, but the reality is we spend more than we make off of it. And we will get to a point where we are revenue positive in film industry, but we're talking, hundreds of millions of dollars, not billions of dollars. And when our budgets, when Michelle took office, was south of $6 billion, now is over $9.5 billion.
Wow.
The average increase in department budgets across the state of New Mexico since Michelle has taken office is 49%. That's
Wow.
how much increase has happened with every department. The only department whose budget has remained flat all the way through is Howie Morales, is the lieutenant governor. He's kept a flat budget the whole time he's been in office.
We're in deep trouble. I mean, you cut oil and gas revenue at the same time you have raised the budget to a point where you can't sustain. There is no way, and they'll figure that out sooner or later.
Well, they figured it out. They're going to sustain that budget. They're going to, trust me, with the way that we're moving oil and gas in the southeast part of the state right now, we're going to, where we were $3.5 billion in excess last year, it's going to be phenomenal how much money we're going to be rolling in, and we're going to have to listen to Senate Pro Tem Mimi Stewart say, we don't know how to spend this much money. I mean, literally, she said that.
Yeah, you might not want to. You might not want to save it. Just spend it. Go ahead and spend it.
Yeah.
Randy Pettigrew, it is. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's always a pleasure to have you on, but go ahead and finish your comment.
We're putting it into trusts, and that's what we're going to be living in after 2032 right now, according to the legislative finance graphs.
Wow. In the meantime, our neighbors from Texas will keep drilling and keep drilling and keep drilling, and we'll cut off the golden goose, and it won't be something we can come back from. Or maybe, just maybe, we get enough conservatives in there where they can turn the tide. That's the only safe.
Yeah. And we're continue to push that. You're going to start hearing a lot about get out the vote and getting people to do it. We need to realize that we lost last year's election by less than 40,000 votes. If Lee County, Eddy County, Travis County would have come out in the numbers, we could have made that up on our own. And so, and we lost. We gained one seat in the House this last year, but we lost 10 other races by less than 10,000 votes, I think.
Right.
And you combine that across, I mean, we lost some major races by 200 votes. Basically, a person that has worked through, if we look at Kim Skaggs against Nathan Small, I mean, that race was very, very close. We came very close last year to being able to take over the House. We're going to continue to push and get there this year.
Hey, Randy, we appreciate you. Look forward to seeing you in a week or so.
All right. Take care, brother.
Take it easy. 9:27, checking out the weather, and then good news coming up next, Russ. Check of the weather being brought to you by North Star Laundry. You can find them one-stop shop for all your laundry needs. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes, press your clothes, dry clean your clothes. They can do it all. Find out more information by stopping in to their locations in Carlsbad and in Loving. They, if you want to wash, dry, and fold your own clothes, that's not going to be a problem because they have coin-operated machines. They're open 7 days a week for your convenience. North Star Laundry. Find them at 609 West Lee Street and 604 West Church Street in Carlsbad and 406 West Cedar and Loving. Check them out today. 78 isolated showers throughout the day. Should be mostly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny by this afternoon. Overnight low tonight. Isolated showers and thunderstorms before 9 p.m. and an overnight low of 58. Tomorrow, sunny and 81, and then the rain is back tomorrow night into Wednesday. One story before we get to the good news. Tom, listen up. Any type of artificial sweeteners.
Yes, what about
artificial sweeteners can damage your DNA. New research coming out of the North Carolina State University connects Splenda, the very popular zero-calorie sweetener,
right,
sugar substitute to leaky gut syndrome.
Okay.
And story goes on to say pretty much any of these artificial sweeteners, not good for you at all. Actually can change your DNA is what they're saying. By the way, I'll post this story up on Being the Breakfast Club in a second so you can go back and read it. All right, good news of the day being brought to you by Rustin Hayes. Find out more information. Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, 575-396-0513. Give them a call today. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, right across the street from Bob's. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
A mom and daughter from Syria who came to the United States as refugees back in 2014 just graduated from college together with honors. They went to William Patterson University in New Jersey, and they both had to work jobs just to make ends meet while they were in school, and they both got to walk across stage together. And a dad in Tennessee is going viral after he abandoned his dreadlocks and shaved his head to support his 11-year-old daughter who's fighting cancer. He hadn't cut his hair in 9 years. And one for Tom, the world's oldest living cat, just celebrated her 32nd birthday.
Really?
Her name is Rosie, and her owner is still waiting for her Guinness to be certified, but the current record holder is only 27 years old. And there's a photo of the world's oldest cat on our show prep. You want to see it. And the record for the longest tongue on a living dog has fallen again. A 3-year-old English setter in Arizona snagged it back in February, but now the mutt in Louisiana holds the record with a tongue that's 5 inches longer than her snout. Oh, my goodness. There you go. New record holders in your good news of the day.
Dog's name is Gene Simmons.
There you go. Hey, that'd be good.
All right, we're going to get to Tradio coming up in a second. Tom, wrap up the text.
All right, of course it's bad. 415 Liberal says, 432 Liberal says, have you ever tasted Splenda?
I have, and I do not induce any artificial sweeteners. I mean, if I'm going to do sugar, I'll do sugar.
I try to not ingest any artificial anything. Real butter,
just live on a
regular
farm.
Milk, no artificial sugars.
Tom, I would like you to get into artificial intelligence.
And?
I'm just saying.
I want more text. Obama is running the country, and Dominion will ensure he'll be running the country next time, too, says the text.
All right, we got to take a break. We're coming back. Tradio is up next. Say bye, Tom.
Yeah. Good morning.
Damn, follow directions. So great. 9:32. Tradio coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. Your choice for your next HVAC job if you're having trouble with the air condition. Today's not going to be bad. Yeah, it's going to be about 78 today. But later in the week, we're back closer to